Pretty sure that did it. I want to push that in a little. There we go. All right. That's allowed to do that. There we go. Let's make sure. I'm getting a bunch of message returns, which is fine. I think I got a message. Let's see what we got here. We're live on YouTube, everybody. I like the thumbs up on that. And then that's really cool. I've got that going. Perfect. We got the guests. We've got that going. All right. Now I got to make. I didn't want to do that. Now I want to make this. Yeah, I want this here. No. I wish I knew how to control this sometimes. I just lose my mind. All right. I need to have it so I can redo it. There we go. Everything's looking good. Let me make sure YouTube is launched. YouTube. We're live. Watershed. Hello. We're live. Watershed. Hello. All right, that's working. Welcome everybody on. We'll do tonight. We have Watershed blind tasting. Let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on. And super chats are appreciated. There we go. So then let's put up this. We monitor the chat. Super chats are appreciated. There's the chat. I'm ready to go. I have to at least be in this. I wonder if I move that a little bit. I think I can move that a little bit closer to that. And I understand. No. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, I think that's all working. We're doing good right here. All right, welcome. I think that's working a little bit better. I can go here, a little bit more out here. So that, okay, I can move this a little bit more that way and up. Let's go there. All right, so we got everything working. I've got that all going, everything in front of me. Yep, this gets out of here. All right, here we go. I got that running too. That should be charging. It is. That's ready to go. Start recording there. Everything going. All right. Whiskey Thief Distilling Company is a sponsor of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. They are in Frankfort, Kentucky, where they're located with their main distillery on the Three Boys Farm. Fantastic experience. You drive down a long dirt road, you get to the distillery. It's in a barn. The Rick House is a barn. And for the price of admission, you get in. And there are 5 barrels, 2 sections of 5 barrels, but for the price of admission, they will thieve right into your glass 5 samples of each barrel. A standard day, they'd have a wheat whiskey, 5 to 6, 7 years old. They would have most of their stuff. I believe their wheat whiskey is 7 to 8 years old, right around 7. They have a rye, which will be 7, 8 years old, and then they'll have a 4 or 5-year-old bourbon, and then they'll have 2 7 or 8-year-old bourbons, and you get to choose your mash bill, which one you like the best. And if you like it, they let you thief your own bottle. They let you straight right from the barrel thief it right into the bottle. You could get a 375 or 750 and you get to go home with a barrel pick. It's a barrel pick all day every day. The staff is fantastic. Family, Walter Zausch, the owner, his family works there. You can his nephews, his brother, but the staff and the people he hires. You've got Lisa Roper Wicker and Kelly Tennille and Ben Eves, all working there, distilling some fantastic stuff, compounding and making what Hunter did prior to when he was working there. Also, everything is barrel strength and uncut and unfiltered, like the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And they also have their Nulu tasting room, which takes the basic aspect of the barrel pick all day, every day from the country and puts it in a city setting where you walk in, same exact thing. You get to sample right deep, right into your glass, 5 different barrels, and then you could bottle your own. But they have live music, fantastic acoustic stage, and they've got a great bar right in the new Louisville area. You got to check out either place, but if you go to either one, make sure you let them know that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. Ryan Lang is doing some fantastic things. He's built a 72,000 square foot distillery. Plus, he's setting up a whole complex. It's been running, making great whiskey, but he's still running his original craft distillery, and he is making some fantastic whiskey. But right now on the shelf, he has 3 cask strengths to choose from. He's got his Michelone brand of bourbon at cast strength. He's got a wheat whiskey, a Middle West Spirits wheat whiskey at cast strength, and a Middle West Spirits pumpernickel rye. You can't go wrong with these at cast strength, and the price is right. They are in 48 states across the United States, and so when you walk in, you're going to be able to get one of those expressions, and they're fantastic. What Ryan is doing is unlike anybody in Ohio and one of the top distilleries in the country. So you got to check out Middle West Spirits, Columbus, Ohio. If you walk in, tell them the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. Then we've got the Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana. Alan Bishop was the master distiller there, and he's left, but his stuff keeps getting in. This past March, they just released a 10-year-old, their first ever 10-year-old. Their stuff, as Alan's stuff ages, it just gets better. This is the Lillian Sinclair. This is one of his passion projects. If you would like to taste anything from the Spirit of French Lick, let me know. I can get you some samples and you can taste them. We'll also tell you how you can obtain bottles from the distillery. So Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana. And if you're there, tell them that the Scotchy Bourbon Boy, you heard about them on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. French Lick, Spirit of French Lick in French Lick, Indiana. And then last but not least, Alan Bishop. He is part of our sponsorship. Right now, we don't know where he is, but we know that he's doing One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. That is on the YouTube channel. That is covering everything there is as far as commercial or home distilling. Any questions you have, he likes to answer them, and he loves to do shows on questions. So One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on YouTube, and then also you got to check out If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. He is currently in a new season. He takes the best of the spirits world and mixes it with the spirits world, the spirits industry. So you've got two kind of things happening. You got whiskey and ghosts. What more do you want? So if you have ghosts, you have everything. He also covers all different aspects of anything that's strange and undiscovered or talked about. It's a fantastic podcast. You got to check it out. If you have ghosts, you have everything. All right. So we got all of our sponsors covered. We're waiting for CT to come in a couple minutes. tonight's podcast. I'm super excited. I wish I wonder if I could just grab this, put it on the desktop. There it is, and just double click and preview. Let's see. Will it go in preview? Yeah, it did. I love this one. Let's dump it over here. I hope everybody can see that. I mean, that's a pretty cool that is us cartooned. CT changed the headline right there. I did the post, but it's bourbon bourbon in steroids. It's pretty funny. It was like a great. All you have to do on Chat GPT is hit muscle. What was it? I want to say. I wonder what happened there. Why am I all of a sudden so bright? That is bizarre. Oh, I'm not too bright there. That's looking pretty good on YouTube. Thank you everybody for joining us on YouTube. We start at 8:30. It's 8:15. CT should be in, and then soon after Ryan should be coming in. What was that? I swear, okay. All right. Let's put that like that and that like that. I wonder if it's the actual screen that does it. Because usually, I'll turn that down just a little bit. Oh, it's this. Maybe it was that. Because up until that point, everything was good. What happened here? Why can't I? That is funny. Let's just preview, quick preview, and it'll go away. There we go. Well, now it's not so bright. But that's bright. Well, I'm going to turn down I'm going to turn it down a little bit, get this right before we go at 8:30. Let's turn it down just a little. Let's try that. Maybe I won't be so bright. Always find. All right. Yeah, that's better, I think. Let's see if it's better there. Mhm. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Let's see who's joined us. I always like to do that. That down. Go there. All right. Oh, there's Matt Leisen coming in first.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going? You working?
I'm trying to get this thing going here. I got new microphones, so I'm hoping that they're quieter. Like on the, it doesn't hear the TV side. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it doesn't.
Can you hear me fine?
I hear you just fine. And we just got them. Hopefully, it's funny because once they came in on Echo, when they finally came in, all four of us were here. Once Joe was here with Nick, it never did the thing again. It was like it was doing it all over the place, and then all of a sudden it just stopped.
It happens.
Yeah, but it sounds like I don't think you've got it happening right now.
Now I got the mic, and then you push this button, and it like noise cancels everything else. And it's supposed to just get your voice. So I'm hoping that kind of worked.
We'll see.
Now I just had to read the comments. See, thinking, doing stuff.
You've had what?
Got an iPad to do the comments. I can read them.
Okay. I should make sure my things are on the. Don't you dare. You're going to try and screw me over. Oh, of course it did.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, this stupid thing's doing that again.
What's doing what?
Zoom in.
Got
And I don't know why it keeps doing that.
It's doing the you're the most interesting man in the world thing, bro.
I despise that thing.
Everything's good on that. I got both microphones
Remember when we first
working.
got that phone? Dude, it was so hilarious when they do that. Every time you look it up, it would like zoom in on your face. I'm like, dude, that's
Right.
an ass.
No, it is not.
We got everything working. I love it when YouTube. I swear to God, because of how the YouTube audience is, the randos that you get that just shouldn't be doing. It's like if you see something happening on a podcast, just go by if you don't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
You could just write rude comments. There you go.
How are you gonna get that to work, CT?
I don't know why. I really do not understand why it will not quit doing the Zoom. Like you take it off of it and it keeps doing it.
Yeah, but why do you have the blur? Don't blur your background.
I can't. I can't get it
It
off
does
there.
that on its own.
I'm trying
It
to
does that
figure
on
out
its own.
what it is that's doing that, and I'm about sick and tired of it. It's pissing me off.
So you know how you fix it?
Throw this in the trash.
No, you go to ChatGPT and ask for it, and they'll walk it through you step by step. And she'll talk to you the whole time, or he, depending on what you got set for.
I don't have time for that. It's just pissing me off.
Oh, did you? I liked your headline. Did you send the Mario Brothers one to Ryan?
Yeah.
Did he like
Yes, I
it?
did.
Did he think it was?
How do I get this to quit?
That was it. There. That's it. You're good. Good to go. Whatever you did right there, no longer is blurry in the back. It's gonna zoom in, okay? That's good, but it's not blurry now. Shows everything. And if you now it won't. It zoomed in, but now if you stay right, if you're right there, you're all good.
Yeah, but how do I get it to quit doing that? That's
Doing what? Well, that only does it. Only does it when you're
Yeah, it tracks me, and that's what I don't.
Yeah, but once you're sitting there, it's fine. You know what I mean? You're not going anywhere. It did perfect. It was just the blurring that was the problem. You couldn't see your bottles. Nope,
It's that. That's me.
I think that did it. Nope, it didn't. But that's okay. Sit down. That's better. It's not doing anything weird anymore.
Yeah, it's just not what I wanted it to be, but it's better than it was. But I just don't get it.
I had a tracking tripod that'll follow me around the room. The tripod does the tracking. It's like I don't know how you turned it on to do that because I don't know how to. I've never had it on to do that. You're good. What are you trying to do now? Right there. It's centered.
Now I'm trying to get the different setting on the phone because it's got like. There we go.
What bottle's in the front of your bar?
The broken one. You talking about that?
Yeah. It's not back. You're closer than you were. It's good. Are you there? I think you froze. Hey, Matt. Did we just freeze? Oh, shit. Let's. What just happened? I'll go to. It looks like Zoom disconnected. My internet, everything's working good. Oh, son of a bitch. Hey, Rachel, what'd you do? I went down. Had to go to cellular. Hey, hon. Oh, damn it. That is cellular. It's working. Rachel, did the internet go out? God damn it. Where were you? Mm, that makes no sense. Yeah, I just unplugged the internet completely. It's not even trying to come back on. No, the router. The fuck? Four, three, two. Come on. There we go. Come on. It's trying. Did it come back on? I'm just gonna have to go cellular. Mhm. Come on back. There we go. Come on. Establish. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. It's back up. Let's see. It's recording. Unable to connect. To make sure you're connected to a stable network. Okay. Let's try. Oh my God. There we go.
Talking. Let me know, because I got another one
Hey.
here that I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes, back.
I'll start a timer now.
Just so you my internet went out. I don't know why. It just went out.
There's some grandkids.
Enter the name. Okay, cancel. Let's see. Did I go out again?
Yeah, but no, you're fine now.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see what happened on I'll catch up to live. Okay, we're still live. Okay.
Oh, Jason said that he's drinking some of his special blend. Well, Jason, if you were the proud recipient of this bottle, you didn't get to drink your blend. That's
What
what
a night.
happens. This is what happens when you don't carry your bottle safely and securely, and it goes through the bottom of the bag.
2 hands. We always say 2 hands.
This one we call the Watershed Broken Dreams.
Watershed
Cheers to
Broken
that.
Dreams. Yes, yes. Cheers to that. Oh my gosh. It's just like it's always good to have really good right seconds before, you're supposed to, or minutes before you're supposed to go live, boom. Your whole internet goes out. Like the whole house.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's not a power outage, but it sure feels like it. It's like I went upstairs, looked at the router, it just flashing orange lights at me. I'm just like, yeah, that's it. I replugged it in, reset it. It came back up, but then it wasn't still connecting, and then all of a sudden I saw it connect. So there we go. I think
John Ritt, no, they are in Columbus, Ohio, right down the road. That's why I have 38 bottles of it, is because they're too close to the house.
Yes,
I
too
counted
close.
38 non-duplicated bottles. Every one of them is different.
I don't know if that's impressive or if that's sad.
That's a problem, is what it is. Most people would call that a problem.
That's you are loyal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Watershed has gone through many different phases and changes and whatnot, and you have been through it and been buying and drinking Watershed through it all.
You know what? I've been drinking it since the OG bottle right there.
Nice. 2021, I think we released that.
This Bourbon Chino is 2021.
Well, I got.
Ooh.
Oh wait, let me see. I think I got one of those too. It's right down here. I not pull it out, but I always know where it is.
The Burchino, rest in peace.
Yeah. This one I only drank a little. Matter of fact, no. Have I even drank it? Yeah, I drank a little bit. That's a good one to sip on, though.
Does it even say what year it is?
Mine does. It says limited release 2021, bottle number 684, and yeah. And I'm blind, so reading that is not real easy.
Yeah, I was still on the. I believe I bottled that batch of Burchino. I was still on the bottling line when we did that.
Celebrating 10 years. What was the 10 year?
Would have been the end of 2020.
Okay, so this one is bottle number 1377, and it's 26.7 alcohol by volume.
Yep,
that sounds about right.
Yep. Well, Jeff, we're running behind, so you probably ought to get the theme song going, and that way we can get Ryan telling everybody.
So Ryan, I'm gonna quick play a sponsor ad that you won't hear. That's just gonna record to the audio. Then you'll hear our theme song, and then we'll get it rocking and rolling. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds great.
All right. I'm gonna hit this. I want to hit that.
I need more light. I feel like I'm in a dark, dark place.
Some would agree with that much alcohol around you.
Hey, do not judge. You were around a lot more alcohol today than me.
That's true.
Drinking bourbon, sipping off the scotch. We did a little while, but it sure was fun to watch. We found what we do with drinking every brew. And we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Raising hell, making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun. Woo!
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight we're having a really special guest, Ryan. Oh my God. Venrick, I got it. It came to me. And welcome, Ryan. You're like the comeback podcast guy for Watershed. It's like welcome to the podcast.
Beautiful. Thanks for having me, guys. Glad to be here.
And then we also have CT. CT's in the house.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Obviously, it's a fine Thursday evening, and technical difficulties have plagued us, but we're going to power through it.
And then we have Matt from CR. Welcome, Matt.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Looking forward to some Watershed.
Yeah, but this podcast tonight, I'm so excited for, is it's our first ever distillery run blind tasting. We've done blinds before, but nothing like this. It's nothing, and we're so excited, Ryan, for you to MC us tonight through this line of whatever we're going to be drinking, because honestly, I've got actually, I'm trying to think, and I'm like, no clue.
Well, hopefully this ends up being a fun experience and not a punishment. So, well, by the end of it,
Ryan, just remember, friends send friends good stuff.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them.
I would say it can't. I don't care what you say. Blinds are so much fun.
Oh, they are.
It kind of like now. I mean, hopefully it's through all Watershed stuff, right?
yes, I will tell you that all the samples are come from our liquid, our blends. So yeah, that's as far as I'm going to tell you right off the rip.
Let me just tell you, he's always trying to mess with you, because when I was in there yesterday, he sets down a glass and he's like, here, and tries to mess with me, but I think I got him. He didn't know. I knew what it was.
You did know what it was. I think you knew what it was before you got there a little bit, but you also nailed it right on the nose as soon as you smelled it.
Dude, it was oh man, Armagnac. I'm in. You know, it's just got a lovely fragrance to it that I was excited about. So
yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So we have been like, and it's funny, it's great that Matt's on today, because Matt and I, Jeff and I, but Matt and I for years have like talked about different releases that come out. Jeff and I obviously do, but Matt's probably the only other one that's like local that's like, hey, did you get that? Did you get that? So it's good that he's here, because one thing you guys have always been big about is lottery bottles. A lot of single barrels. I feel like Watershed was doing single barrels, that was pretty much your portfolio plus the standard stuff for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say post the mash bill change, so switching from a 5 grain to a 3 grain, a lot of what people knew us for was single barrels. Our cask strength stuff shines so well at that 4, 5, 6-year-old range, and that was definitely the shining star there for a few years, until we started changing some stuff. We brought on Aaron Harris back in 2021. I started shortly after that in September of that year. And we've just been kind of going through a pretty big transformation ever since then.
Well, bringing on Aaron and what Aaron obviously did is a great guy to follow behind and learn from, because I don't think everybody knows, but I think it's a cool story of you is you didn't get into this to be a distiller. Like, that's not like you're like, man, I'm a distiller. Here I am. Hire me.
Yeah, totally. I'll even admit to this day, my knowledge around the stills and that side of the process is still very limited. It's I made some major strides, and I know enough to be dangerous, some would say. But my forte is definitely on the back end, on the maturation, on all the blending, all the single barrel program stuff. That's definitely where I shine. But yeah, just exactly what you said, Chris. I didn't go into this necessarily looking to get into this industry. It was kind of almost by necessity. I was at a point in my life where I've been working warehouse jobs ever since I was 18. Just trying to, make as much money as I can, chasing that dollar. And one day it just kind of came to a head, and I turned to my girlfriend, now wife, and said, I got to do something different. Like I can't just go and collect a check. I need to do something fulfilling. This is sucking the life out of me. And I'd been collecting for quite a while before this transcendent moment, so to speak. So I knew what bourbon was. I knew what went into it. And so we, supportive wife, she says, well, why don't you look at some distilleries in Columbus and the Ohio area? And I kind of gave her a funny look, and I said, oh, there's no good distilleries in Ohio. Like, you got to go to Kentucky, right? It's like everybody thinks that's where all the bourbon's made, is in Kentucky. So I humored her. I was like, yeah, okay, let's do a Google search. And there was more that popped up than what I was anticipating, which was a great thing. Watershed was one of the first ones that popped up, Midwest, Echo, High Bank, all the staples that are kind of in that same area in downtown. And so I just started applying. Watershed was hiring for a bottling line position. Echo was hiring it wasn't for the distillery. It was for, I believe it was something to do with the bar, obviously. High Bank, same thing. It was for the restaurant duties. And then Middle West, I think theirs was in a production setting, but I knew going into that I didn't have a shot, just with no experience, and they wanted technical knowledge to run the stills and stuff. So, you toss a dart at the wall just to see if it hits, but that one didn't, unfortunately. But Watershed did contact me the very next day. So I did all these applications at the same time. The very next day, I got a phone call. So we set up an interview for the following week. The interview went really, really well. And then I started 2 weeks later. Obviously, all my experience in the warehousing, pick packing, all that drew them to me for the bottling line. That my experience was really relative for that. So yeah, started in September of 2021. I did that for about a year. I was on the bottling line from September till the following August. During that, Aaron was our head distiller. Very generous with his time. Really cared about his people. And I just started asking him, like, hey, I'm really interested in the blending process and the barreling process. Can I start sitting in on some blends with you? Can I start tasting through single barrels with you? And he said, absolutely. Like, let's do it. More knowledge, the better. So I did that that was probably like February, March-ish. So I did that for about 9 months. And then when he departed us in August of 2021, I went to Greg, the owner at the time, and said, hey, I see a huge need for this now that Aaron's gone. I want to step up and fill that role. I'm confident in my abilities. Can you trust me? And crazy Greg Lehman, given this guy with 1 year of industry experience, and it's not even direct industry experience, I'm just on the bottling line. He said, let's do it. He saw the passion, he saw the drive, he saw the want to learn, and he was all about nurturing those passions and those drives. And so, yeah, he let me do my own blends for a couple bourbon releases, and the rest is all she wrote. He thought they were really good. Obviously, looking to the future in 2023, we won double gold for Uncut Unfiltered. We won a double gold for our 6-year barrel strength rye. Those were both my projects that I got to work on. So yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but yeah, not one that I really saw for myself or even intended for myself right off the rip.
Well, so when you did the 6-year barrel strength rye, the 5-year was released the year before, right? Or was that the barrel? I mean, I was with Aaron a lot, and there was a rye barrel in there that was insane. So was that the first release or the second release that you did associated with?
Yeah, so that was the very first rye release we did. That the youngest that release has been is 6 years old.
Right.
So we had two 6-year-olds, and then this last one was an 8-year-old. So yeah, it's I'm not sure. I wasn't a part of the tasting process for those barrels. Obviously, they only distilled 5 barrels of that back in 2016. So it was a very limited stock. But yeah, I didn't get to taste those super early on. I didn't start tasting them until they were already 6 years old.
Now,
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
so you and I talked about this, but the original allotment of rye that you guys did was 5 barrels, correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's been all the limited release stuff.
And since then, so you guys laid that down. It was kind of like, all right, we'll see what happens. But you're back in that game. You know, people don't realize, but you guys in behind the scenes are now approaching almost 5 years old of a new version, remodified version, I guess you could say, of your rye.
Yeah, absolutely. We're about to enter the rye game. We're probably still about a year away. But in terms of whiskey maturation, that's pretty close. When you're talking about 5, 6, 7 years down the road, we're on the cusp of it.
Well,
So yeah, we started making.
Aaron.
Yeah, go ahead.
Aaron left in 2021, right? And
August of 2022.
22. Okay, so from 2020, 2021, and 2020, the part of 2022, right? I believe so. Correct. March of
Yeah, so he started in like Q1 of 2021, and then we'll left us in Q3 of 2022. So just over a year.
Okay, so we're out. His stuff is now 5 years old. It's his stuff he was doing right away. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. So our oldest rye barrels that we have when we started making rye again, we didn't make any rye until 2022. So we just eclipsed 4 years old on some of our newest stuff.
Okay.
Are you guys going to keep the label blue on the rye?
That I'm not sure. I'm involved in a lot of stuff, but label design and label specification. If it goes up to me, I think we'll change it a little bit. Break the limited release from the core portfolio a little bit.
Well, I mean, honestly, you could change it to green.
That's what I was thinking. Like, are they going to go green?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I wouldn't mind green. We don't have a green label in the portfolio, so
it's true. And most rye people look for green. They walk in and start looking on the shelf, and the first thing, if they're a rye guy, they're just looking for all the green labels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is hilarious because rye, once it's ready to harvest, is not green.
Nope.
So I don't know where that came from. The origin story of the color green for rye.
I don't either. It's just like burned in your brain, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that muscle memory, right?
I'm going to start pouring mine in the glass, so at least I'm ready for you here in a little bit. But walk us through what the lineup is like right now. Like if somebody goes into the store, they see a bottle, what are they going to be able to get as a standard bottle on the shelf, and what is a limited release, I guess, of this for 2026?
Yeah, 3 main core portfolios for bourbon. 4-year-old bourbon blended straight that's got some apple brandy finished bourbon in it. They're going to find the bottled in bond, which is our standard 100 proof 4-year-old solid whiskey. Eventually the age statement on that's going to go up for us a little bit, but right now we're keeping it at 4. And then you're also going to be able to find the yellow label uncut unfiltered. So that originally the concept for that was it was a limited release, and then our portfolio permanently. So that one you can find all year.
Because batch 1 was a pineapple bomb.
Yeah.
Batch 1 I had.
This is one of my favorite bottles ever.
Yeah, it was just a tropical fruit sensation. Yeah, the majority of that blend, it's a blend. That specific one was 4 to 6 year old barrels, but the majority of it, probably at least 70% of the blend was 6-year-old barrels.
So now we're on batch 7. Is it still basically a 1 a year release? Is that what you're kind of doing with uncut unfiltered?
Roughly, it's gone up to about 2 per year now. Just adding it to the core portfolio. We always want to make sure we have OHLQ stocked. We don't want any outages anywhere. So it's averaged out to about 2 a year since 2023.
All right. So before we talk about all these other ones, because they may be in our glass, who knows? Have you guys poured your samples?
No, I have
We
them.
poured the first one. Are we pouring all 5 here?
Well, if I pour all
Well,
five,
let's
I'm gonna get mixed up. So I'm gonna pour them at one at a time.
All right. Well, I'll go
I mean, you numbered, Ryan, you did the numbering of the bottles so perfect. I'm like, well, if I pour them in a glass and I get my glass mixed up, so I just go off. I'm going right there with one.
All right. So
Gotcha.
let's dive into it.
Yeah, to help you guys out a little bit, the way we're going to do this, the way it's structured, we're going to do 2 at a time, and then sample number 5 we're going to taste on its own.
Okay.
So as long as you keep one glass in your right hand and one glass in your left hand, Jeff, you won't mix them up.
So talk about how much fun this was for you to come up with a blind for a podcast where I do blinds all the time, and you're always thinking about your blinds, especially if you're blinding other people. Like, what do you want to what do you want them to experience? What do talk about that when you were doing this, how you were thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So with this set specifically, I really wanted to showcase where Watershed has been and where Watershed is going. And that's why we're going to do this kind of in pairs. If you talk to anybody that had early Watershed, and I say that very specifically, I had mentioned once already that our previous mash bill, our 5-grain mash bill, was corn, rye, wheat, malted barley, and spelt. Anybody who had that distillate early was not the greatest. It was young. Greg and Dave, the business partners, were releasing it way too early, which you can't blame them. It's just 2 guys trying to hustle to make some money to keep the lights on.
Well, they did a fantastic hustle, though. I mean,
oh yes,
that was their strength right there. They got that in every liquor store, and they got it to bars like in massive amounts. So I mean, they did a good job as far as the hustle. There's no doubt about it.
absolutely. Yeah, I remember Greg telling a story once where when they were first started, they had their first distillate out. They had been producing gin for about a year or 2 now, and they were still working. They weren't even working full time at the distillery. They still had day jobs at the time. And Greg said he'd get off work with Pfizer, selling pharmaceuticals, and he'd load up the trunk and go and try to hand sell some bottles. So yeah, you're absolutely right. These 2, at their heart, they were hustlers. And so yeah, going back to the old mash bill, anybody that had it early, it wasn't the greatest. It was young, it wasn't matured. The mash bill wasn't great. It just needed more time. And so now we fast forward to 2015, 2016. We changed the mash bill to a 3-grain high rye. So 72% corn, 21% rye, 7% malted barley. And that's really what started when we released the 4-year and the bottled and bond together in 2020. That was the mash bill change for all these bottles. And that's when we started to gain some traction with the bourbon community.
Well, and that's pretty much coincides with Aaron, and then eventually Ann coming on. They did a really good job there, along with you were there. I mean, that was your hire, right? And
Yep.
And things you could sense that. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I felt when they came on, there was a dedication to the whiskey and the bourbon that was a little bit up till that point. They, it almost felt like Greg really liked gin. You know what I mean? And it felt like that the he was making the whiskey, but the whiskey was not. It was the gin that they even the releases sometimes those gin releases. I mean, when it comes to gin, that it was spectacular, almost consistently throughout. Whereas the whiskey, then when they came on, the what would you say? There was a commitment to the whiskey and the gin.
Totally. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Yeah, going back to just them being hustlers. Obviously, gin and vodka that keeps the lights on, right?
Yep.
Bourbon's kind of the passion project. So it was almost out of necessity. I feel like that they were so dedicated to the gin. And then as they kind of got some more capital, put some money in their pocket, they could invest more in the bourbon. And absolutely, I would agree. When those guys came on in 2020 and 2021, you kind of saw this revolution of, we're not just making good gin, we're making good bourbons too. And so that was kind of the launch for our bourbon portfolio.
All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to take one first. You guys ready to smell and nose?
You got to quit talking and catch up. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. So we're going to do the first two. So smell and taste the first two. You just freely discuss it if you guys want, and then I'll tell you what they are and kind of what we're dealing with.
I'm not saying a word.
Why?
Because I think I know what they are. And I know why they are what they are. That's probably more of how I know it.
Number one's like refreshing. I like number one. Like a lot.
There's a slow reduction guy, it's sad.
I like both of them.
Mm-hmm. I do too. Number one has more like a dried fruit note on it.
That's not one of the early. I would say that's not one of the earlier ones. And if it is, I forgot what the earlier ones tasted like. The really early one that you were talking about.
It's kind of like when you go back to Jack Daniel's number 7. When you first started drinking bourbon, it tasted like gasoline. But now you drink it and you're like, oh, I do get the flavors that are in there, because you drink enough stuff that you kind of pick it up.
You've killed enough taste buds. I always say, young people are always like, it burns. It's like, because your taste buds are still new. It's just like when you get to be in your even the late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, it's like you burned them off. You still can taste, but the hot part is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
There's
find
definitely an acclimation period.
Are we allowed to guess here, or how's that work?
Go
You
ahead.
can if you want.
Is the
Just
first
don't
one
be mad at me if you embarrass yourself.
I know. I feel like I'm going to be totally wrong, but the first one has like appley notes on it, like big notes. So I would say that this one has to be like the apple brandy. Am I wrong?
Like apple brandy cask?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Damn it.
I'm not
All
making.
right, if you haven't tried glass 2, go to glass 2 now.
I'm not saying a word because I literally think I know what this is going. What's happening here?
Are you trying to find the actual bottle, Chris? I saw you in the back.
I can't find the bottle because it's at my shop. It's in my office. That's why.
Out of all the people, as far as
That's
someone
39 bottles.
just so you know that for someone, Ryan, you work there, and but for someone who doesn't work there, CT probably knows the Watershed line better than anybody else on the planet, and
Well,
technically he should be working there.
I've offered him twice to put him on payroll now, and he keeps shutting me down. So
yeah, I can't drive a forklift. It would be bad.
I'm good. I could drive a forklift. Do it all day.
Jeff, you guess, and then I'm going to guess I think it is.
I have no.
I feel like my thing of guessing what this was probably the wrong aspect. I probably should have said what I tasted it because I'm probably going to be wrong.
Say what you no, Matt. You should because you could be absolutely right. There's no way that I'm going to guess right. There's so many things. This is the fun of it. You guess what you think, and you may be right.
Both of them have the cinnamon. I'm going to say they both have an apple brandy cast finish, but I could be wrong.
I still think the first one tastes more like apples and figs. Like this one is more like dried fruit notes, and this one I can't really put my finger on what this one tastes like. I like the second one too, but
I like them both. I know
what I
that.
wanted to say.
We're
Totally
not
forgot.
doing
So we
any
were-
reveals until this damn thing is over. That's you don't like reveal 1 and 2 like in the middle. We gotta figure it out as we go along. Once 5's tasted, then we'll come up
All
with
right, so we're not revealing what 1 and 2 are. We have to go to 3 now.
3 and 4, right?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we want to do it. Yep. The next pair we're going to do is 3 and 4 together, side by side.
I'll be my favorite.
All
So,
All right,
I just
these
wanted
get a
to
little
say, we were
darker.
at Buckeye Lake, and he had your Nocino there from this year. Which I-
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
it's
The
like-
Nocino finish is always a hit.
And the cinnamon with it tastes fantastic. I don't
Hold on a
understand.
second.
It was so
Yeah, so
perfect.
we're the only distillery.
Always a hit.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so
That's great.
fun fact, we're the only distillery in the country that's doing an Nocino finished bourbon. There's other distilleries that have done Nocino finished whiskey, but we're the only ones that have done bourbon.
Yeah, it takes a dedication to make a whole 53-gallon barrel of Nucino. I mean, when you think about the amount of walnuts and the whole thing you guys do and all the crazy stuff, there's two things that are crazy in my opinion that are epitome of what distilleries will do, and I pair them with it's Nocino and it's limoncello. Those are two things where the handling, there's no machine, no nothing. It's all got to be hand done, and then it's got to be fermented, and then once the fermenting's done, the distilling, and you kind of got to know what you're doing overall. But the amount that you have to do to fill a 53-gallon barrel to then have a barrel to finish whiskey in, that's an awful lot of walnuts. I mean, I've been at the distill. What?
I can confirm, Jeff, it is a lot of walnuts.
Yes. Well, but it's similar to the bottling line. Some people have bottling lines where it's bad enough there's only 4 things. You can only fill 4 bottles at a time. But it's the labeling. It's similar to the labeling when people do the hand labeling. They don't got a labeler on the bottle. They basically have to peel the sticker off and put it on and then write. You guys write on it. That means you have to have somebody. I mean, and as you get bigger, it gets more insane.
Yeah. Yeah, as you start to scale those type of projects up, the amount of labor hours that goes into them also increases.
So my question,
it's not an efficient process.
I drive around Columbus, like coming to your spot there in those little side roads that are 1 car wide, and you have to pull over in somebody's driveway to let them come by you as you're going around. Is there a walnut tree farm, or do you just pick them up off the sidewalk when they fall and use them that way?
That's a great question. So they're actually, if you guys didn't know this, there's actually an Ohio Nut Growers Association. So it's basically a giant co-op. And what they do is for Nocino making, we have to have the walnuts in before they're ripe. So they have to be unripe. So these guys are actually going out to the trees and hand picking all the nuts off the trees. Once they hit the ground, they're too ripe to process on our end. What happens is the inside nut actually forms, and it's too hard for us to chop them up and process them. So all the nuts are picked fresh off the trees, and then bring them right to the distillery, and then we process them that day. If we let them sit for any longer than 24 hours, that inside hull will start to harden up. So during nut season, usually between the 1st of July, and it's usually about a 2 to 3 week season for us. So when nuts come around, they start dropping them off. It's all hands on deck trying to get them processed.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
All right, so glass 3. If you guys got any guesses on 3?
It's nuts.
3's the uncut unfiltered.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
It's either uncut. It has that fruit note that's in the uncut, unfiltered for me. If it's not, I don't know. I gotta try 4 now.
Well, you said
To be honest,
uncut, unfiltered, and I'm looking at the bottle on 3.
And it's the lightest one.
I don't
That's
see,
correct.
I don't see char.
Well, he filtered it before he put it in these bottles for us. He wouldn't have seen anything.
That's not
He's
how
not
it.
trying to get anything
I
less.
know what 4 is. 4 is toasted.
I can't.
You tell me.
Maybe.
Four
Maybe.
tastes a little heavier.
That's my opinion. 4 is toasted. But
4 is the darkest of them all.
I don't know. I think 5 is the darkest.
Well, you might be right.
But 4 reminds me of toasted.
Okay.
But I like 3 though. I feel like earlier today I had a cocktail with batch 7. I feel like that's kind of some of the nuances I'm getting out of that.
Batch 7 was fantastic at Book LA too, by the way.
It was. I picked it up yesterday when I was there, hanging out.
Nice.
And that bottle, it's so good. The fruit notes that come out of it, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, 7's really well rounded.
I think it's the closest. It feels like it goes a little back towards 1. Some of those tropical fruit notes. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's fun to get to play with these barrels as they kind of mature. All of the base ages are the same, but it's different allotment of barrels. So it's cool for me to see the kind of the changes each season to season.
All right. We going to 5?
Yep.
We can go to 5.
Did you pick what 4 was? What did you think 4 was?
Bourbon.
Oh, dear God.
This one,
Happy 15.
Hey, he's not wrong.
Hey, wait a minute. You did not put any Bardstown number 3 in this, did you?
Oh God, no. Are you kidding me?
number 4
That's like gold.
Yeah, Ryan's got a bottle of the number batch 3 of the
A bottle or a barrel?
a bottle.
A bottle of Bardstown Discovery 3.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Wait.
It's incredible.
Wait a second. I might have a bottle of that.
Oh, well, if you do, you don't anymore.
I could check that once we're done with this because my Bardstown collection is over there. Early on, I was buying I'm for sure I might have 1 and 2 and 3. And then it was like, what would you say? How many more do I need? It's every year it's different, but still, you start to run out of room on your shelves.
Yeah. Jeff, the answer is all of them.
You got to be picky at some point because you run out of room. Like I'm lucky to have a 4.
Yeah, 2 and 3 for me were absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, have you been to Chris's house?
I have.
Okay, so unlike everybody else, like you see Matt's and my collection behind me and all around me and everything, but where CT differs is that the room he's sitting in, that is he basically went from one room that was completely, all the stuff was on the walls and everything was there, and now he's done another room. So he actually has 2 rooms, and he still doesn't have enough for his whole collection. And hopefully he gets his speakeasy done in the basement one day, and then he'll have the 3rd room.
Hey, you know what that is, Jeff? You know what you call that? Passion.
I call it dedication.
Passion.
At CT, this role that we're all on, I got to give you credit where credit is due. I think he's booked 7 to my 3, and there's been no like all of a sudden, ideas to do for podcasts are popping up, because the further we get into AI, the more it helps you, right? And there was I got like 3 really good ideas for a podcast. And he just keeps booking every week. At least he has an alternate week now that we head into the graduation season where there's an off week but he was even booking his off weeks because he kept and it's
That's awesome.
fantastic
I
to
love
have you on, Ryan. And it's just this is I kind of would say that it's perfect timing because when I first everybody knows that's followed the podcast for a long time that Watershed was a spot that sponsored our podcast. They were the second people to sponsor it, and it was great. And I had an awful lot of Watershed. And now I was just CT was doing this, and I was looking at the collection, and I'm like, I only got a couple bottles that aren't drank anymore. It's good thing that we're gonna do Watershed again. As far as
Hey.
not I'm not talking about anything. I'm talking about as far as having you guys on and getting stuff, and sampling bottles and promoting the brand.
Hey, Jeff, I
Absolutely.
would just like some, especially Rachel, because we helped, if you remember, batch 1 rye, the one that you wanted so bad. And what's crazy, I think I told you this story, Ryan, is batch 1 rye, when it went out, if you won the lottery, which I won, but Jeff didn't. But there was 20 some people who did not claim that bottle. And so Jeff was coming down and he's like, but I'll never get there in time. So Rachel and I went and got numbers and we got picked. So Jeff got a bottle.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
we had
People know now what they know. Holy crap. Like that.
Oh yeah. The last 2 releases of that bottle, everyone's picked up. We haven't had a single leftover.
I think Matt, do you still have that bottle? I think I let right.
I have batch 2. So batch 1, when we shot it, that was Chris's bottle. That was, I think, when I first met Chris in person. When you guys came down here for St. Patrick's Day, if I'm not mistaken. We did batch 1 that you had, and you guys told me you drank out of the barrel. We shot the video on it and everything.
Yeah.
And then I put it in for it the next year, and I won batch 2. Well, actually, this is one of the bottles that they sent me for the PR bottles.
Okay.
They sent me this one with the paper, and I shot the videos for this one.
Batch-
Dude,
Isn't batch 2 the high proof one?
Batch 2 and
This
batch
one
4 are the hazmats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so batch 2 is
72.7%.
batch 2 was a 145.4. Batch 4 was 143. 143.
The 9 year is at 143. I can't read this shit.
It is, yeah.
So this
You
is
get some
this
glasses, brother.
man, I won't do it. It's not happening.
So
I
you
got
have batch 2
contacts.
there, Chris? 'Cause you can't possibly still have your batch 1 left.
I do have batch 1.
My batch 1, I look
Here it
for it's
I won't
somewhere.
drink it.
There's batch 1, and I look for it
Gotcha.
and look for it and look for it. I know it's around, but it's somewhere, and I probably hid it so that I wouldn't drink it all.
What I love about batch 1 is the 001 on the label looks like a kindergartner wrote it. It's like the calligraphy in this is amazing.
I think
Yeah,
that was
batch 1 was those were all handwritten. After that, I think it was 2, 3, and 4 were we stamped those in.
I'll say this one looks pretty neat.
Yeah,
Mine is not.
It speeds up our labor hours a little bit when you stamp them as opposed to handwriting them.
So Anne is watching, and she said the rye is fire, and she's not wrong. It's fire. Those rye barrels are so good.
It's been so fun to rifle through those and kind of watch them as they've aged. And like Jeff said, you guys got to taste them at 5 years old, and I've got to taste them at 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And it's been so fun to watch them kind of just transform.
So, opinions on that blind number 5. Jeff, you go first since you haven't opinionated yourself.
That tastes like a double oak or a toasted to me. Who gave you the?
I have the button. Hold on.
What game was that? What board game was that where they gave you the buzzer? Was that Taboo?
Yeah,
No.
Taboo.
No.
Where's that buzzer?
You
No,
said the word.
It was it was Operation.
No, Taboo, because in 4 Christmas they're playing that game, and the mom keeps buzzing him. He's like, Mom, you can't buzz me every time.
Yes, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think there, Mr. Lizen?
Number 5's the most peppy one to me. This one's probably the most hot one on the palate.
It's hot, but it pulls off similar notes to 1 and 2. They're there, but it's a little bit sweeter and a little bit barrel.
And it's just like peppery. It's a nice heat.
Did you guys drink the bottles I gave you yet?
I cracked mine on beer night yesterday, so I can open it and have it a little bit open before we did this. The maple one.
But your beer night is not a good night for tasting things because you can't remember.
Every night's a good night, Chris.
Now, listen, his beer
The reason that I was late for work
because he's lucky he's still able to sit in that chair.
we had all.
Oh, I saw what you had.
There was
Lizen, that beer night was insane. I mean, you're sending me pictures. I'm like, well, I'm not going to call Matt early this morning, and then you're like, I got to get I was out. So Ryan, there. So listen to this. So when me and CT were there at Matt's bar for the first time together, there is a mezcal that has a scorpion in the bottle. Okay. So so Matt's trying to get us to eat this scorpion. So then the next time we go there with Super Nash, who's not on tonight, we're there with him, and Super Nash eats the scorpion. He's like chowing it, but he had got a couple bottles. So on Tuesday night, this past Tuesday night, we had the master distiller from Mexico, our first ever international podcast, right? And it was Sierra Norte Mexican whiskey for Cinco de Mayo. And he comes on and he's talking about Sierra Norte and it was a pot still. It reminded me a lot of Alan's stuff, CT. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that's his brand. He basically hires children to get him live scorpions, and then they gotta basically drown them in the tequila, and then pull them out and wash them and do all this stuff, and then put them in the bottles. And so that's his brand that Matt was showing you of. So I'm like texting Matt. It's like, get your ass on here. Come on. It's the guy who's with the scorpion. And he's like, so the next morning he's like, I had to get up at 4:30 and he was asleep.
He wasn't asleep. He wasn't asleep. He was in a coma.
Look,
So,
And you know what I pulled out of that whole story?
Yeah.
Was little kids drowning scorpions.
Oh no,
That's
they don't drown them. But he pays them per scorpion. They catch live scorpions for him, and then he puts it in the bottom of the.
So before
There's
we get
4
to
scorpions.
children and scorpions,
Yes.
let's go with
Great story, right? Ryan, you needed to hear that, right?
Yeah, needed. Must. Not a one. That was a must.
Yeah.
Once I meet you in person,
What's
I'm
the
bringing that
most
with me.
wild turkey, sweet, hot, big?
What?
That's
Well,
what
yeah.
I'm asking Ann's question. She said, "What's the most wild turkey? ? Sweet, hot, or big?"
And you're gonna have to elaborate. I don't understand the question.
And we need elaboration. Maybe you could send us a, this Ann's deep on this one. I'm gonna go with sweet. How about that?
I was gonna go with big, so I mean,
New line, Ryan Venrick, Scorpion Bourbon.
oh my gosh!
Well,
if you do that, I have to be the spokesman for this.
No,
Like, that'd be
no.
so cool.
Hey, Ryan, I'm
There-
guessing
there'd have to
that's a bad idea.
There would have to be a lot of R&D,
Yes.
but I will never say no to an idea.
She says,
It's a matter of, is it a lot of R&D or is it just a little bit of R&D?
Ryan, it's okay to say no. That's a bad idea.
It's a novelty. People gravitate to that
Now-
bottle anytime.
Now I want to, Chris, just because you said no.
Oh, that's my life works that way pretty much since day one.
That's how my brain works. If somebody tells me no,
in other words,
10 times more.
what we got to get is 15 and under to 10 and over kids in Ohio catching scorpions for us.
There's
I think that's a bad
idea.
idea.
Oh my god.
Exactly, Matt.
Okay, we better get back to
All right, so let's get back to the blind.
Okay, so let's go to 1 and 2. Let's go back to 1 and 2 and talk about what they are.
Okay, wait.
All right.
Wait. Let's everybody first pick the one they like the best
That's a good call.
out of all 5.
I got it. I got a number. Hey, have it in your hand, and we'll raise our hand at the same time.
How did you already do it?
I got my hand ready. I know which one I like the best. Jeez, you probably didn't even taste them.
Who?
Hey, I got 5 clean glasses for this, which is kind of rough because my beer glasses are still in the sink over here. So
I was so picky. I cleaned my glasses again and re-wiped them down so that they had no scent whatsoever. So
That's the way to do it.
you got the Amberana out, so that way we're good to go.
you don't have to worry. There was no Amberana in anything I had.
I don't know if that man has any Amberana in his house.
Listen, I do only Ryan because it's supposed to go to that guy up in Cleveland. And I keep missing it to give him that because I was gladly gifted to him.
You know what happened, CT? You left, and then I waited for him to come so I could give him all your stuff. But he gave me all your stuff. So now we got to get together so I give you Matt's bottle.
Don't mess with my stuff, and none of it better have anything to do with that A word.
No, he said he would never do it to you. It has to do with birthday cake.
No.
That's the only thing he gave you that's weird.
All right.
Now you ruined it. Now you ruined the surprise. You're supposed to get it
On
today.
3, what's the number of the bottle? On 3, show of hands, what's your bottle? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
3.
Yeah.
I got 3.
You're on 4.
And
Okay. I'm on 3.
and 5 is second.
4 is the toasted.
3.
3 is uncut, unfiltered. 5 is the maple, I'm thinking. And I'll tell you what 1 and 2 is, but I'm not 100% sure. But I kind of feel like
The one
1 and 2 is the original small batch or whatever Ryan calls it, and then the second one is the reduction version.
There's no way 1 and 2 is the original small batch.
I think 1 and 2 are the same bottle, just one is reduced slowly and one is reduced with the. I'm just telling you, I think that's what it is, but maybe not.
I'm gonna go with on 1 and 2.
I thought 1 was the apple brandy finish. Because
I think
it tastes so much like a dried pig and apple.
Here, I'll add some fuel here. So 1 and 2, do you think they're the same batch?
Yeah.
Do you think it's the same portfolio?
Yes.
Okay, not the same batch, but the same.
Same
The
portfolio,
two are
yes.
together as far as it's the same expression. Like
no,
yeah, I do.
It's the same thing. It's just what happened when water gets introduced in a wave and when water gets slowly introduced.
Okay, I'm gonna say that they're both different versions. It just has the sweeter flavor to it. And and it doesn't have anything to do with their original small batches that I tasted early on, because I'll give you it. We have a distillery up here called Gervasi, and they were distilling, but they also have a restaurant, and they had a lot of Watershed. Like, and they
Yeah, we've done some work with Gervasi.
yes, you have, and they couldn't buy any more. They had their own stuff that they purchased, and they had a lot of Watershed, and they were using it for desserts and stuff like that. And I know Mike Lefferton, who is the former head bartender there, and they had to use up a certain amount of Watershed off that original small batch that was on the shelf before they could start purchasing other bourbon. So I drank an awful lot of Watershed small batch in my
This
old
is
fashions. I had it neat. I had it. I know that flavor, and these to me don't have the like you said, the part of
the smell.
the smell. Yes. Okay. So
These don't have that.
or they have the okay. So all right. So
Ryan,
we've done it. We've
enough
picked
of the
three.
suspense. You're sitting there, you're laughing, you're internally laughing at us. Okay, Mario,
Tell us the blindness that we're experiencing.
Yeah. So, Chris, you were the closest of anybody. So 1 and 2, what they are is it's a new version of the red label. So it's a new batch of this. But what I did was this is the same proof. It's the same blend. It's the same set of barrels in both these glasses, but exactly like Chris guessed.
Wait.
So one of them is crash diluted, and one of them is slow water reduced.
But those aren't.
Wow.
So
impressed,
show me
Chris.
the red label again.
So it's this model. It's this
And
portfolio.
what is that? What is it? Read the label. What is it?
Yeah, so this is the straight
the old
bourbon
one.
whiskeys finished in apple brandy barrels. So
Okay.
it's the same. It's the same
Okay.
label.
So we
New version.
So
I was right.
me and Matt were like, that's got the apple brandy finish, and Chris is like, no, it doesn't. That is, yeah. So
I don't think I ever said no, it doesn't.
oh
I said,
God.
I think
So I think me and Matt are closer because I felt that had the cinnamony apple thing that was and but that's your version right now, and one's got the different process of how you one slowly what
Yeah,
okay
so it's the same blend of barrels. So it's a 12 barrel batch. It's all the same liquid. Just glass number 1, I added all of the water in the span of 2 minutes that I needed to go from cask strength down to 90 proof. The second glass was reduced inside of the barrels for 3 months.
okay yeah
Nothing else is different.
and that's why
The only difference is how the water was added and how the pace which it was added.
And because of that, it gave it that softer palate. It's not as strong. It just has a nice vanilla. It's like it's just
well but
easier
I
to
will
drink.
tell you, depending on what kind of bourbon drinker you are, the one on the right hits home quick and delivers that cinnamon apple flavor. On the left,
It's more of the finish.
it's no, not the finish, but it allows you to ease into on your brain. But I agree, I felt they both were the apple brandy finished, and that's what you're doing now. I told you straight up right off the bat, I love both of them. I like both of them.
You
I think
can't pick both of them. That's not how this works.
No, but I said, no, I'm not picking both of them. I told him I liked both of them. You know what, CT? I'm allowed to like both of them. It's just which one do you like better? I'm as a whiskey drinker, I think I'm not criticizing anything. I like both of them, but I like the punchiness of one.
I think
Yeah,
Because
so
I'm a whiskey drinker, I want a little bit more punch, right? Okay, go, Matt.
I think one ran the palate more. It was better, and number two was just like a lot lighter. To where I think one overshadowed number two for me after drinking it after it. You know what I'm saying? Going in order.
Well,
I think it kind of watered. But if you would have went the other way, I think you may have pulled more from number two than number one.
okay, I will also say
If that makes
that
sense.
everybody needs to go out and buy both so that you drink number one and the second one that you let your wife try and she'll love it.
I think so. I think Shadow would love number two.
That is an easier pour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
some
agree.
of the science
I agree.
behind this, guys, is what happens when you add water too quickly to alcohol is the hydrogen that's in the water that you're adding and the hydrogen that's in the alcohol itself. That's what really needs to bond properly in the whole process. When you add all of the water in too quickly, those hydrogen molecules will fight each other and they rub up against each other, and that creates a chemical reaction. That chemical reaction is heat. Anybody that knows anything about whiskey is heat is very bad for whiskey. It destroys your fatty acid chains, all your lipid chains, and that's where all of your flavor is contained within those fatty acid chains. Also, when you crash dilute, it's gonna that heat reaction, that chemical reaction, is gonna raise the pH a little bit. So, Jeff, I think you said a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of apple. Matt, I think you said the same thing, kind of bright, little punchier. That's that acidic quality that's increasing that punchiness. Now, on number two, we added in slowly and over time inside the barrels, we're getting a lot more interaction with the oak, right? So we're having a couple different things happen. So as we go from cask strength down to bottling strength, which is 90 proof for us, what's happening is each time you do a water addition, there's new molecules and new compounds that are being extracted from the oak. That's why you see different fill strengths on barrel entries. Different distilleries go into the barrel at different strengths. That's not unheard of at all. And the same thing's happening as you reduce inside those barrels. So when I go from cask strength to 110 proof, it's going to start to extract more water soluble sugars. And you extrapolate that out across 3 months, where it's going from cask strength down to 90 proof, you're getting a lot more wood sugar extraction. You're also not raising the pH. So that's why you're getting that much more cohesive, much more velvety mouthfeel, a lot more fluidity from front to back. It's a lot less flawed. It's a lot less flawed spirit. So that's kind of the difference in the crash solution, what we were doing, to now we're doing everything slow water reduced inside the barrels. And that all kind of falls into our Elevage program. That's what the overarching umbrella is to what this is. This is part of Elevage.
So we were in so there's a northern Michigan distillery called Ironfish, and they actually do
I've been there.
Yeah, and they do it with an IV drip.
Yep, I've seen it.
Yep. Okay, there you go. So yeah, so when my son lives in Thompsonville, which is like 6 minutes from the distillery.
Yeah,
I go up. I go up there all the time.
Did you say Thompsonville?
Yeah, he lives in. My son. Knobs.
He lives in my bill.
Yes, he lives in yourville. You got to go up there to see. You could go up there for Ironfish, but yeah. So that's very that process it does. I agree. There's that there. I was also in what's it called? I gotta think. J. Henry in Wisconsin, and they do a. This is a they do it like wineries do it. French wines where they keep adding the water to the barrel. They're not doing it's a process that they follow. That some of the red wine people they add the water into the barrel a certain way. So I mean but I agree with you. You're talking about a little bit more mellow, and if you're not a crazy bourbon taster like myself, where you're always looking for that, you taste so many barrel proofs. What are the proofs on the two?
They're both at 90.
Right. So The one drinks a little bit more above 90, and the other one drinks a little bit below 90. As far as what you're looking, what your perception of proof is.
Totally. And that's all of that science coming into play. It's the hydrogen bonding properly with the slow water physically instead of rubbing against each other and making a chemical reaction. And like I said, we're not allowing that pH to spike. The first one kind of tastes a little hot, and the second one's really, really smooth.
Okay, 2 questions on Facebook. Do you know a Devin Draper?
I do know a Devin Draper.
Yes, I saw that.
Happy belated birthday.
Devin says Mrs. Haycock would be so proud. She was Ryan's chemistry teacher.
She was. For 1 year, yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
And then
that small public school education coming into use.
there you go. And then also, Pandemic asked, and we kind of touched on it. Jeff just did. How many distilleries are doing this now? And yes, it makes a massive difference. So the slow water reduction, of what you know, how many distilleries in the United States are doing it?
Yeah, so it's increasing in popularity for sure. When I went to Texas and learned about these techniques straight from Nancy, there was only a handful that were attempting to do this. It's really, really difficult to do at scale. It's really kind of currently, I'm sure somebody big is going to engineer the crap out of it and be able to someday do this. But as of right now, it's kind of isolated to the craft community. I would say the technique itself, the specific slow water reduction, there's definitely more distilleries that are catching on to that and doing that. I would say probably less than 50 in the country are using slow water reduction techniques at the moment. But as far as the overarching élevage programming and, really dedicating time and resources into good quality materials, looking at all your front end bottlenecks, getting better casks in what we're doing, switching to toasting and charring, getting better seasoned staves. I made a permanent switch for us. We went from a 6-month to an 18-month open air season stave. All of those things have a huge impact on the overall spirit at the end of maturation. So as far as a full-blown élevage program that I know of, there's probably less than 5 that are thinking about all of these techniques and bundling overarching program and utilizing that and marketing the distillate in that way.
Good.
Okay.
And we got one of them in Columbus, Ohio. That's awesome.
So
Yes, sir.
We got to move on to
3 to 4.
2. So 3. I think Matt and I agreed this was uncut, unfiltered. We could be wrong. Jeff, you thought it was Pappy 15.
It was my pick out of all of them.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, so 3 and 4, similar to what we did with 1 and 2.
Oh,
So number 3 is our core portfolio bottled and bond.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
So
Which I got a bottle right here.
Yeah. So this is an élevage bottle. So most of what we have out in the market now is all élevage programs. So this it's been slow water reduced. Same thing we talked about with the first 2 samples.
So when did you
slow water reduced in the barrels?
When did you start slow water reducing your bottled and bond? Because one of the first bottles I ever got I went down and was part of a media release, and it was when they released that first batch of bottled and bond. Greg talked about it, and that's when I got to meet him and whatever. When did you start slow water reducing the bottled and bond?
Yeah, so all of the new élevage program stuff is very young still. And by young, I mean the program is young, not the distillate.
Right.
So I started implementation in January 2025, so just a little over a year ago. And then we started to have our first bottles hit the market around July, August of 2025. So these have only been on the market, and in some areas they still have the old bottle. So right now it's still kind of hit and miss whether or not you have the élevage bottles or you have the old style. Obviously, it just takes time to phase out the old stuff. But around July, August 2025 is when that stuff started to get out into the market.
How has the reception been?
Phenomenal. I love doing when I have private tours at the distillery. I love doing side by sides of the old technique versus the new, and I always do it blind, just like I'm doing with you guys. I never tell them what it is first. And the first question I always ask is, "Do you think this is the same liquid?" And
No.
9.9 times out of 10, the customers are saying, "Nope, this is two different bottles." So the overall perception has been phenomenal. And kudos to Greg while he was still there to just continuing going back to believing in me and making these core changes. And we're going to reap the benefits for sure, especially once we start getting on the back end and getting those extra season and extra those toasted barrels come mature. That's going to be a real game changer.
So is there a bottle number that you started at that would have been the slow reduction number, that if you're after this number, you have it, or under this number, you don't?
There is. I can't remember off the top of my head. If you have anything higher than 50,000, it's definitely a slow water reduced bottle, I would say.
So I got 53,975. So that's going to be the middle one. I'm bringing this to my here that we're doing.
That's a slow water reduced bottle.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, and so sample number 4. So I said we were kind of doing like side by sides, right? So number 4 is the same proof, and I think Chris, you said it. It is the toasted. It's the 6-year toasted finished bourbon.
I feel like I've accomplished something tonight.
So same proof. This one's a little bit higher aged, and then obviously proofed from cask strength to 100.
The toasted is,
but not slow reduced.
It is slow reduced. Yeah, so just in a different way. This was a really fun portfolio to work on, this LTO. This was my first stab at creating an LTO outside of the uncut unfiltered. Obviously, that's just blending barrels. But this was my first true finished whiskey that I got to work on. And I was very particular about how I wanted to produce it. You see a ton of different vocabulary, whether it's double oak, whether it's toasted, whatever, what have you. I decided to go with toasted because I wanted to highlight the sweeter, more nuanced characteristics that a barrel can give you, as opposed to just pumping tannins, pumping wood sugar, making it really aggressive. This was I wanted to take a subtle approach and really highlight the sweetness that a toasted barrel can give you. So I did an initial blend of 10 barrels, blended them together, reduced them from cask strength down to 110 proof. And then what I did is I then put those in the toasted barrels. What happens when you go from the higher the alcohol strength in a barrel, the more wood tannins you're going to extract. So the more astringent, the more bitterness it's going to have. So going in and reducing that to 110 allows me to extract more wood sugars right off the bat. So the extraction period for this too is very atypical. A lot of people get really wide-eyed when I say this. This liquid only finished for 18 days in toasted barrels. Very, very short finish. Very, very particular, targeted flavor. So 18 days in the toasted barrels, pulled them back out into a stainless steel tote, and then finished the slow water reduction inside a stainless steel tote. So normally it's in a barrel. I didn't want to leave them in the toasted barrel, so I had to finish in a stainless steel tote. And that took an additional 8 weeks.
so not just wham bam, the first three.
It's crazy. It's way darker. Just looking at them this way with the light coming. That one's way darker than the first 3 are already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's 18 days, man. Just over 2
double
weeks.
barreled, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bring this sample over to my buddy that has like 25 double barrel. I feel like he's gonna love this.
It's so crushable.
Last summer, this was released at the Bourbon Fest there at Watershed, and it was by far like everybody, because you could get samples, and everybody was getting that toasted. That was just like a hit. People loved it. I'm not sure how many. Is that even still in existence? Can you get it still? Is it at the distillery still?
We have, I believe they just said we're down to our final case in the bottle shop, and then it's gone until next fall.
Until you toast another one.
right. Yeah, we've been sitting on those for just a few. I think we started past January. We produced 186 cases, and January 1, we were down to our final 4 cases. So we've been sitting on those final 4 for a while, but we're finally almost out.
All right, so we are on to
5.
Number 5.
Blind number 5.
And it was, so what were the guesses? Number 5? What do we think this was?
I had.
Go ahead, guys. I'm not doing it.
All right.
I have my opinion, but I want to hear what Jeff has there in the stark white shirt.
That is a little bit older, and it's a higher proof. So you were saying uncut, unfiltered. I'm gonna say that's more like what an uncut it's older, and I'm picking up a lot more wood tannins.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot oakier. A lot of the 4 other expressions were dealing with the sweetness, and this is much. This is pulling out the oak. So somebody who likes oak. A bourbon that is, super oaky. It's not over oak to me. I still can. I will say the finish is a little bit tart. It's not, but once again, not over oaked. But it seems like it has a little bit more age.
What do you think, Matt?
This is the darkest one out of the 5 here, just from the light coming through. This one has the most pepper on it, and this one would be the one that dances on your palate the most. That's like the hottest one, for lack of a better term. But the flavors that do come in with this one, it's kind of the wood tannins do run this one, and it's like a pepper that comes through. And I like this. This would be super solid in one of Chris's old fashions that he makes all the time.
Well, and that's why you're gonna like it, because it's not the wood tannins, it's the walnut.
Is this the walnut? I'm just off.
I'm gonna guess this is the Nocino.
There's
Are you kidding?
no way.
We're
No,
gonna
it's
have
just
to
not
stop
the
it.
The Nocino. What?
It's the maple.
No, is it the maple?
Oh, it's the maple. Maple would make more sense.
Oh,
But
I got
that's the uncut unfiltered.
Uncut unfiltered. That is what I said.
5.
What is that?
Jeff,
Batch 8?
Jeff nailed it. This is batch 7.
Oh,
Uncut unfiltered.
I quit. I
knew you were going to get upset with that because you were texting me earlier.
I've had too much. My palate's terrible.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I wanted to,
Okay, CT. I can't wait to make
finish you guys up.
I can't wait to make the AI picture that says I've had too much. My palate's off.
Dear God, how in the hell did I miss that? I
mean, that was obvious. I mean, it's just like it has. It's the higher proof. It's got a little bit more char. It's got a little bit more oak and everything compared to the rest, and that's exactly what you'd expect. What's the proof on that? What's the proof on that, Ryan?
I should have cost it.
Yeah, this one is coming in at 123 even.
Yeah, I was figuring in the 120s. It wasn't like a hazmat.
The bottle I have sitting here on it's this bottle, literally.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I just drank this weekend, and I'm like, I don't remember pepper being in there. What you also have to understand is I came super late, and I had to run through the booths real quick and talk to everyone and make it down to Watershed, which Watershed was my 4th place that I went down to. So I made it there 4th, and I'm like, that one's a little hotter. I should have kind of put it together, but I didn't.
Yeah,
like, okay,
except Matt, you have to understand what Ryan did. We started out, we went from super sweet.
Yes.
Because you're talking about the apple brandy stuff, the apple brandy cask. Then you went to the difference between the bottled and bond and the toasted. which still have a nice whatever, and then he finished up with the. It's exactly how you're supposed to do a tasting. You're supposed to finish up with the highest proof. If you put
Yeah,
the
I'm more
highest
to the
proof in the
Hotino.
middle, it messes you up. But at the same time, um, it's just like you're going to get a different experience opposed to just drinking it. I mean, straight
Right.
up, right now you're not going to pick out as much sweetness after drinking these four before with the toasted, and you're talking about the bottled in bond, which which me and you both picked, and you got the apple brandy ones. There's a comparison in your brain to pull that down to that oakiness and whatever. And I mean, if it's
That's why.
the brand.
That's got to be why I got pepper at the end, because it was the highest one. I'm like, okay, this one is the hottest one. I'm like, it still has awesome flavor through it, but this is definitely a lot hotter than the rest of these.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think the way that you did our blind was kudos to you.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic.
I have the same thing to say, but Anne commented on Facebook and she said, I can't believe you would do this to Chris. I mean, I feel for you, Anne.
Hey, he did it to himself. He was really confident, though, wasn't he? He thought
Yes,
he
he
knew it. He
was.
thought he nailed it.
You're like a fisherman. You threw the bait out. You knew I would bite on the first two for sure. Third
Oh,
one, yeah, it was a question. And then you just totally, I'm going to have him, and then done.
Yeah, but then he threw in the fact that it's almost like he knew us.
Yeah, yeah, he
He's
totally
what
did
is,
that.
I mean, it's so awesome. He gives you on the one. He just gives you the thumbs down on the the walnut finish, and then he's like, "Yeah, Tiny just nailed it."
Sometimes you got to give credit where credit's due, Chris.
I will say that I will say,
You gotta know
Ryan,
when to hold him and know when to fold him.
I will say, Ryan, that there's an aspect where I'm jealous of you right now is that as Aaron Harris's distillate starts to mature to a level where you're going to get to put that out, and you're going to have all of everything at your disposal. You can basically, and you're going to have a lot of ammunition in your in your gun to produce some really good whiskey. And I do have I was pretty sure that was the apple brandy, and Matt was, and then CT tries to make you doubt yourself. Apple brandy,
You should doubt
not
yourself.
the apple brandy, but the apple brandy finish. But at the same time, there's a I'm familiar with this brand, and you've done a really good job of bringing the brand forward with the whiskey that you have to do what leave behind what it was at one point and to produce some really good whiskey. You know what I mean? I think anybody who is going by 2019, 2018, 2017, what was going on, and that they where a lot of people were like, Watershed wasn't this. I mean, I remember when initially how many people were just trying to trash me because I was promoting the brand. I mean, I had people coming on and it's like, well, they're a sponsor, so you're just whatever. And it wasn't because, I mean, it was what Ann and Aaron had taken it to. And you were part of that. You've come back to that, and you're doing a great job.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, we said at the beginning of the podcast, the whole bourbon portfolio has come such leaps and bounds from where it used to be, and I can't take full credit for that. All the work that these guys do on the distillation side of things, with what they did, and when we got the column still in 2016, 2017, through what Aaron started to make, through our distillation team now, those guys work their asses off all the time. They're always looking for ways to improve, always doing, new innovative things. I can't say enough good things about our distillation team. Without them, I'm only half that picture.
Right.
So if I don't have good distillate to work with, it makes my job really, really hard.
So is there a name distiller or is it just a team?
So it's just a team. So since Aaron's departure, it's been kind of a distillation by teamwork. So we have 3 full-time operators, and we have a distillery supervisor that kind of run all of the distilling operations with the bourbon, the gin, the apple brandy. Those guys do all of the heavy lifting on the distillation side. And then when it comes over to me, I'm a department of 1. So I do all of the barreling, I do all of the harvesting, I do all of the blending. The inventory management of the barrels. I've been texting with Chris this week. I'm working on a huge barrel reorganization. So we just got a new forklift a couple weeks ago that we're able to stack our barrels a little higher. So I'm working on flipping the warehouse over and getting it organized. And so yeah, it's really, when it comes to the distillation part, those guys do a great job. And then
It's the same warehouse as before, and you're stacking higher.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun. You bet. You've gone through the forklift training, and it's the triangle. You understand that.
Mhm.
Tip over. Yeah.
Yep. Load centers. Yep.
Yeah, and always.
Yeah, it's really fun to have 2,000 pounds, 25 feet over your head. It's really fun.
Well, yeah, and make sure when you have the 2,000 pounds that it's on the tilt back part of it, and not so that it falls on you, but just tilt back far enough slowly so that it goes up, and then once you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick,
There's a.
on Facebook, just a couple of. Listen, I'll give you credit where credit's due, Ryan. But today, you noited me or whatever that is. What was the game show where the noid comes out? And it's like, no whammy,
I gave you
no
a
whammy,
whammy.
no whammy. You whammied me. But anyway, and Dimick and Jason both replied that you're doing an amazing job. So I think that speaks a lot when the state of Ohio recognizes what this brand has went through, because I think this is the other thing we haven't touched upon. And we talked a lot about Watershed tonight, but we've talked a lot about all these different things you're doing. But this is a brand that didn't source things from other people. This is a brand that started with their own product. They brought it out when they thought it needed to be brought out. Sometimes it's because it needs to be brought out for monetary reasons. Sometimes it's because it's right. I think now it's great because you have the flexibility that maybe Aaron didn't have years ago, that people didn't have years ago. You have the flexibility to play with 5 to 10-year-old product, and you're doing a great job with it. It's amazing, the stuff. Everything I've tasted in the past 2 years has been just it's awesome. Like I literally, that's why I have so much, is I drink it and I'm like, gotta have that. It's so good. So for Ohio to have a distillery that's a craft distillery, small distillery, it's you guys aren't that big. You have 4,500 barrels in storage, right?
That's it.
So still a craft distillery that's making your own juice. That's the people. I hope people give some grace. I hope people give grace to the fact that 2-year-old product doesn't taste like 4 and 8-year-old product.
Well, then talk about so at one point the distillery under old ownership had a restaurant that was really good, correct? And a bar. Now, just talk about, is it just a so the restaurant is not there, but you have a kitchen so you can do events if you have to? Explain where you're at right now as far as the bar, what the gift shop, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a great topic to kind of jump in on. So unfortunately, in October of 2025, the restaurant ceased operations. It's a very difficult time to be a restaurateur in the industry. The difficult decision was made to close the restaurant. We are retaining that that space, that area where the restaurant sat. We still have the bottle shop that's right there when you walk in the door as well. The future plans for that is that's going to be our event space. So in the not so distant future, you're going to be able to rent out that space for whatever. If you want to do a wedding reception there, I'm sure that's an option. We've had private event. We have already had a private event there booked with us, and that was kind of our pilot that we tested out in the space. All the cooking equipment, the restaurant equipment is still there. So it's going to make us really versatile with, pop-up chefs that want to do something. Like I said, the special events that go on there. We're also piloting more customer-based experiences. And this is something that Chris and I have talked in length about. What Ohio is missing compared to when you go to Kentucky is the experiences. We're making good liquid. We're putting out great products, but that overall experience is kind of lacking. And so what we've got coming down the line at Watershed is we're going to offer 2 exclusive, I'll say, upcharged experiences on top of our tours. So in the future, you'll be able to go on our website and book a bottle your own bourbon experience, and you'll be able to book a blending 101 class that'll be through Watershed that'll happen in those spaces. Now, when those exactly come online, I don't have an exact date, but it will be sometime before the end of 2026. So we're kind of investing in those experience aspects with our distillery now the restaurant's not there, and hopefully, our customers will engage with us and have a great time.
Well, I mean, it would be great. I mean, having the kitchen still there, like you said, you could have a street corn pop up Friday night to do a tasting with the community. I mean, it just offers so much things what you could do once you get your feet back on the ground as far as, where the direction you're going, but also know that me and CT will come down and promote both those experiences for you once it happens. We'll record it.
Why can't I go?
Well, where do you think the broken bottles came from,
Matt?
Oh, hold on. Let me bring this back to light.
I mean, how many people? Wait, how did you carbon the broken bottle? Where do you do that? Do you go to the StarWars.com website and then just carbon?
So Han Solo was a good friend of mine, and he said before he was cryogenically frozen or whatever that Boba Fett did to him, he said to me, he said, "Please carry on Watershed. Make sure that they live on." And so
that was the last bottle from the Star Wars legacy, and it lived on.
But I love the fact, people outside of what we do don't understand this. But Ryan, like we're close. He's been to my house. I've been to Columbus many a times. I live 30 minutes from there. Right. And so I'm a big supporter of them and what they do. But the thing I love that's so awesome about Ryan is he's willing to listen to opinions, like whether we have it or somebody else walking in has an opinion. And I do truly think that the one thing that Ohio needs to do better than what we've done, we have great product. If we want to talk about product, we have 100% corn made in Columbus, Ohio, leather and oak. Who makes 100% corn? There's not too many brands that are doing that. So we have all these great brands, Middle West. We have Echo. You already mentioned so many of them. And it's like, we need to step our game up on experiences. Our customers, our people that are watching this or watching the market or watching the industry don't need to drive always to Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's great. They have heritage and they have legacy that we cannot replicate. But we can make our experiences better for our consumers that live in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, wherever it is, to where they can come and not only enjoy a good restaurant, but enjoy a good experience with what they do. And this blending experience that Ryan is working on is awesome. Like to go through and be able to blend your own out of 3-4 barrels, whatever it is that they decide to do. That's awesome. People are looking for that, but they don't get to do it.
I agree. Although I will tell you, if you do anything from before, keep serving with a thief the old fashioned straight from a barrel, because
Yes.
that was
Yes.
that you guys figured out how to do it with the whatever, and that experience and that old fashioned was spectacular.
Jeff, I'll set that barrel of old fashioned aside just for you, buddy.
Oh my God.
Hey, I took a picture yesterday, Jeff. I was going to send it to you. The barrel and the thief is still sitting there.
So nobody's getting any? Is there any left in there?
I cannot disclose this information.
Oh my God.
That means he drank it yesterday.
But the thief is on top of the barrel still in the bar.
I did a one.
Bring your credit card, Jeff.
Just so you know, Ryan, to promote Watershed, it was a 1.2 million viewed short on YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it was straight. It was right there. That's what it was. I don't know why, but it's just like when they catch, and that was
right.
And Ann mentioned something that's absolutely right. Kentucky didn't get to where they are overnight. They weren't like, oh my God, all of a sudden Kentucky is it. It took time, and absolutely Ohio can get there. We have so much good stuff going on, and I love Kentucky. I love Colorado, Texas. I like it all. Like, I want to try everything, but for sure, Ohio has some great things going on. And when you have, Ryan, are we getting close to 10 years on bourbon?
We are. So I've got some stuff that's going to turn 9 this year. And so, yeah, we're probably still a year and a half to 2 years away from any sort of batch release, but we're getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Are you guys still doing single barrel releases from the distillery, or did you stop that?
Or Ohio? Is Ohio doing
Those
anything?
are always my favorite.
Yeah. So we actually just had OHLQ in last week to do the next round of single barrel releases for the year. So look for those to hit shelves. I don't know, probably sometime in August-ish. August, September is usually when they come out.
And do we have names yet? Because I'm going to go back here to the shelf, and the confectioner's one is like, well, Ryan, we had that.
I have the King's Court from Adam that originally.
Oh, King Chambers?
Yeah, King's Chambers. I still have some of that left. And I'm serious. I'm going to have to it really sucks because I probably had 300 bottles at the time that King's Chambers it's really maybe 200. And now I've got 1,600 bottles. I was looking today, and this is the bottle I was able to come up with right here.
That's an OG. Is that batch 3?
That is the batch that was with the woman that passed through Ohio with their special blend. Marianne?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Jeff, I think you got the Nocino finished.
No.
That's the Nocino finished.
Is it?
And Marianne Eves is all black, except for her name.
You know what? I have a bunch of Watershed that I was looking for, and I was not finding it. And it's just I was mad. I'm like, okay, so this is the Nocino finish. Man, Ryan, you're right on that. So I'm going to try a little bit of that.
Hey, I know my product, brother. But yeah, is that the batch 3?
This
batch 3 here.
Okay.
Nocino? Listen, do you guys is Nocino?
This is batch. This is batch 2.
Can you tell us the difference between the newest batch you did in Nocino and the ones that you did prior to that? Because I feel like the new one you have a little bit of cinnamon in it, something different. and it kind of adds like an extra whole level to me.
Yeah, so the newer batches that, so I believe it was the last two batches we done, 5 and 6. Those have been older barrels. So those it's age stated as 6 years old, but those are closer to 8 and 9 year old Chino finished bourbons.
The batch 2
So
is
does the cinnamon
fantastic.
come out naturally, or is it actually like you did something with cinnamon with it?
No, so what I found with those is the older barrels that I just mentioned have been sitting in Nochino barrels for longer, so they're finishing longer. So some of those bourbons that I put in that blend were in the Nochino barrels for 4+. We shoot for a single year of finishing. So what happens with the bourbon is it just gets the Nochino flavor intensifies and gets richer and richer the longer it sits in there. So that could be where those heavy baking spice notes are coming from. It's just that concentration.
So you decided to push it.
Yes, it's not really decide to push it. It's just out of necessity. So taking over the barrel programming, part of my job was looking at the stock as a whole. What do we have on hand? What do we need? What does distillation need to produce more of? What can we kind of hang back on? One of those things was our finishing programs. So we have a lot of stock on hand of Nochino finished bourbon kind of cooking up, asleep in the warehouse. So we've actually put those off a little bit as far as producing new barrels, so to speak. So the portfolio itself, that limited edition, is all older aged bourbon, but it's going to be age stated as 6 years old.
Did you guys ever have the thought to take your Nochino and do something around the lines of like Amburana with it? With cinnamon and Nochino together after the
I think Chris would kill me if I did that.
No.
Well, hey, wait a second. Just so you know, Chris, when it comes to Amburana, I'm just going to tell you,
the weakest link. Goodbye.
he is by far he is like 100% the guy that's on the hate level of it. He's the top guy in the country for hating it. And then it drops like
No,
he's here,
Ryan,
and then
Ryan's with me. We're kumbaya. We're totally like, listen, Ryan is with me on the Amburana.
Look, Ryan,
Ryan. All I'm gonna say is there's a lot of people who love the flavor, and it's so funny because Chris liked Amburana for a good amount of time. He actually liked it, and then he did something that turned him off to it, but that's his fault. Most people would never put bourbon in freaking cereal and then drink it like it's milk. I mean, it's just like,
good.
I mean, come on. It's like, so you decided that bourbon was milk, and then you're gonna trash Amburana for like years. People like Amburana. There's a lot of people who love it.
Now there's a segment. I wouldn't say a lot. I'd say there's a segment of people who like Amburana, and which is okay.
Segment. The segment that Penelope just keeps putting it out, and it just flies off the shelf to the point they like lose their batch in 2 days. Yeah, they put out a batch, and it's like, and it's all gone in 2 days.
What's hilarious is I've been with owners of brands who have an Amburana finished bourbon that don't like it, but like the fact that people buy it. So I'm not gonna be that guy who says sell out, buy this stuff that tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch because it's bourbon. It's supposed to taste like bourbon.
I mean, isn't it? No. It's like it's not flavored. It's finished. Okay, and there's people who drink flavored. I mean, I got a sample for you, Chris, that tastes like cupcakes and birthday cake. And it's just like, that's not whiskey, what it's supposed to taste like, but there's an awful lot of people buying it.
Jeff, you're ruining the surprise that was supposed to go to Chris that you weren't supposed to tell him, and Ari already knows what it is. So
No,
he's
he
gonna be like,
does
"Okay, I
not.
know what
Do you know what it is, Chris?
I'm gonna guess, but it's not pleasant. So, all right, we got to get off of that. We got to move back to Ryan. So, Ryan, what is left to be released this year? So, if somebody is watching, they're like, man, they can't get, obviously some of these bottles, and unfortunately, I'm sorry if they're up here, like you're not getting the Marianne Eves bottle. It's not coming back.
I have it.
Yeah, that one's been gone for a while.
Right. So there are bottles that, and that's probably the thing that Watershed has done such a good job about that is different from a lot of brands, is they have that elusive, like, oh, there's that OHLQ release from 4 years ago. There's those things. And so many good things have come out, but what's to come this year? We just talked about OHLQ just did a pick, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So we'll have the single barrels from the state that are going to come out. And then we have our regular dose of fall finishing series that'll come out in SOND.
So the fall finishing
is
from last year is the maple, right? That you sent us.
There's maple,
Yes.
then there's Chino.
So there's
brandy.
so there's four of them. So September. Well, I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to spoil it for people who are waiting for it. But yeah, there's 4 different releases. I will say this will be the last year for maple. So if you really like the maple, this is going to be the last round for that guy. And then in 2027, we're going to move on to a really exciting project that I've been working on for about 2 years now. And all I'll say is we're working with a Japanese distillery.
Oh,
that's what we are kind of coming.
Wait, we know what that is. Oh.
6 and 2027.
I will tell you that
All right,
this maple you sent us is perfect. Good job on this.
Yes,
this
it's
maple.
it's not too sweet. It's perfect.
I will describe it
If you're
for
not
any finished bourbon person. It's balanced. You have a good sense of balance.
That's the goal.
It's just what it is.
Yeah, that's the whole goal with all my finishing projects. With all my mentors, from Aaron Harris to who name it. The philosophy is that you have to blend. You don't want your finishing. So with that, that's how I kind of frame all my projects when I'm going into it. Is I don't want something to be, overly sweet or overly spicy. There's always this balancing act that you have to play. So Aaron Harris was one of my mentors. Matt Strickland out of Iron City in Pennsylvania. He's been very influential on my training and my education. Both of those guys have taught me a lot in the industry, both technical and just organoleptic training. And yeah, that was the whole goal with the maple. When I was pitching this to leadership, it was actually kind of a hard sell because the conversation was, well, we don't want to compete with Knob Creek maple. We don't want to compete with so and so.
And
it's totally different than that.
That's a good point.
I guess it's totally different than Knob Creek maple.
Yeah. So if anybody is
And that was the point.
My God, Knob Creek maple is a whole different ball game because it literally tastes like they added a quarter of if it's a quarter to 3/4 ratio or half to half, there is that much maple syrup in it compared to this is like, I think you have to actually look for it. Like most people would drink that maple cask and not even realize that's maple. You know what I mean? Like it's subtle enough that you may notice it, but at the same time, it's not overpowering. Like Jeff said, it's a balance.
Exactly, and that's what a good finish should be. It shouldn't be like if I'm tasting a maple syrup finished bourbon, I don't want to taste straight maple syrup with a little bit of bourbon. It should be balanced, right? And that was the goal, and that's what I pitched to leadership when I created this, right? Is, we're not going to pump a bunch of artificial sugars and sweeteners and stuff in this. This is going to be an all natural product finished in another barrel with all natural product in it. So the farmer that we send, these are our barrels. So it's aged bourbon that I harvest the liquid, send our barrels, our Char 5 barrels, up to a farm in Canton, just east of Canton. It's Columbiana County.
Is it seldom seen?
No, our farmer, it's called Sweetwater Maple.
Okay.
That's
you're east of Canton, because I'm in Canton.
Yeah.
So I would love I would love to go there.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of really cool things it's just a small farm. It's just him and his wife, maybe making some really, really good maple products there. But yeah, we send him our Char 5 barrels. He ages his maple syrup in those barrels, dumps it out, and then I drive up there, bring the barrels back to the distillery, and put bourbon back into them. So everything stays within Ohio, and everything is all natural product.
Okay, that's good.
Ryan, the serious question is here: why have I not been invited to go on this road trip?
And pick me up on the way.
I mean, honestly, it's not as fun as you guys would think.
It's a business trip. No, if we're driving together, it's going to be fun.
Well, for one of us probably, but the one driving is probably not going to be fun.
I mean, we just did a road trip last Saturday or Friday with the Black Diamond, and it was over 300 miles, and it did not. He's like, "Do you want to take the 200 2-hour trip up to Waverly?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." And it seemed what CT did it seem like 5 minutes? Just because we were talking so much, it just was over.
I told my dad that we did that trip. I was talking to him yesterday. My dad's from that area. So I was telling my dad, I'm like, yeah, we went from here to here. And he's like, you did what? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's just dumb. It's just dumb. And I'm like, well, when you're in the bourbon world, it's not dumb. You're just looking for the cool experiences. You want to try everything. Speaking of dumb, Dirk Ripley, commented that let me get back. Ryan V is the man. So Ryan, Dirk Ripley thinks that you're the man. Listen,
I would say.
Listen, he's a guy. He's a guy. He's just
what you call he's a man's man. That's what he is. Yeah, Dirk's awesome. I love hanging out with Dirk. We need to hang out with Dirk.
Hey, if you're like, I'm available Sunday. Okay, I'm just saying you can stop over Sunday. We'll crack another bottle. I got cigars. They're resting. They're ready to go. Jason even chimed in that you're great. That guy works for me. I don't know what's going on here.
I appreciate all the love in the chat. Yeah.
Jason, do you realize I haven't been even invited to this maple syrup trip? What the heck's going on?
So Ryan, CT for Christmas gave me this. You can see it. Can you guys see that?
Yep. I know.
So it's a barrel, and last night I filled it with water. I dumped it out tonight, and we decided that when we were driving around Ohio that it would be a great idea to take the samples from the podcast because you get so many sample bottles, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you got this, and it's like, and I'm like, let's just do an infinity batch with samples from the podcast. So what I want to do tonight is, one, thank you so much for the bottled in bond, which I that's what I picked. So I'm taking number 3, and putting that into this
This is the new mini infinity barrel idea that we came up with. Like, because all of these minis, like, it's perfect for it.
and
I love it.
and normally, if I like a sample, I'm gonna like want to save a little bit to because I like it the most. But I have a whole freaking bottle, so I didn't have to worry about that. And then we're talking about the toasted. So I'm gonna dump the rest of the. Actually, I'm just gonna do this,
Let me sip it first and then pour it in.
and then I'll put it in. So that
awesome.
is
And
added
we'll have to get all you guys down and do a night at the distillery. We can pull down some barrels and go through some cool barrels we got going on.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do not just a night, but like I would love to see how you do your blending process. You know what I mean? How you go through how you do it, because everybody has a little bit different way of doing it. And then we finish up. We could do a podcast, and then if we're pulling some barrels down, as
I'm not pulling barrels off of the top of that. Let's understand that these things are way up there.
I'll run the forklift and get it down. I have no problem with that. I've been in recycling, and we've been stacking bales 7 high for 22 years. So I know what it's like to have your forklift extended all the way up and how to do it. So and I can do it with OSHA safety standards.
There you go. Yeah, let's do something special. We'll get something planned and we'll pull down some special barrels of we can try some different spirits, not just bourbon.
Let's try, Ryan. Let's try a blend. Like, let's do a blend with the podcast. Do a live blend.
Because one time Ed Blay, who does Old Stubborn and Old, oh gosh, it's not coming, Old Stubby.
It's not Stubby.
Old Stubborn and Old, what was the other one?
It's in the other room.
Anyway,
I'd have to walk in another room to tell
the
you.
other room. So one was based off of, he bought pot still from West Virginia, and now that older whiskey is running out, so he has to come up with some MGP to keep his brand going. But what I'll say to you is he came on the podcast and showed us how to blend. And that would be great if you could have like how you do it with the barrels and work with us on how blending works, because what I was freaked out about when he did it, and he basically legitimized my palate, because he had 13 different barrels and Old Swagger. Thank you. So as we were tasting through the barrels, there was one really, really hot and spicy. I mean, so hot and spicy, it was crazy. And then there was another one that was as neutral as it gets. And then there was all the in between. And I was like, he's like, well, blend them together. As I put them together, and he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, it seems like the blend is good, but it needs a little bit more punch. He goes, that's what the spicy's for. And then he put that in, and we put a certain amount in. And then he's like, and then I'm like, well, that's a little too spicy. And he's like, okay, that's what the neutral's for. Do you find that that's kind of what you do when you're doing you identify something like that when you're blending? Because he definitely had all that to come up with what he was looking for.
Yeah, the blending it truly is an art. Kind of my approach and my process is you always need to start any blend you do. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-barrel blend, a 10-barrel blend, a 40-barrel blend. You always have to start with a good base. So kind of talking about what you were, that neutral barrel that you were talking about, Jeff, you want to start with something that's moldable, that's malleable. And that's kind of my approach with any blend that I'm doing. You have to start with a good base, and then you use those kind of specialty barrels. Those I call them one-trick ponies, so to speak. Something that has a really dominant flavor one way or the other, whether it's spicy or it's sweet or whatever. You use those barrels to kind of mold that flavor profile even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you guys down and we'll do something special.
And then also with blending, I mean, when you're blending the brand, there's certain barrels that are fantastic, but they have nothing to do with the brand. And those are always good to go to single barrels, right?
Totally.
So, okay. All right.
You guys still do your single barrels that you have in the gift shop, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah, we usually have a slew of different single barrels in the bottle shop at any given point.
I just want to say, while I'm still on here.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt.
So I had one bottle that I was obsessed with for like the last 2 years. It was called the something fig, and everyone I know.
The Notorious Fig.
Yes, the Notorious Fig. That was like a Notorious Fig thing. And
I got it.
I've had this for 2 years. I brought it to so many shares. Everyone that knows the bottle of Watershed that was the Notorious Fig. So then I picked up one like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago that I got from the gift shop, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of dope. Like, it's signed by one of the guys. You guys can probably tell me who that is, but I have this bottle. I don't know how close I can get it to the camera, but if you can see that or not, it looks like,
Yeah, I can't see from here.
there's a G on it. I'll walk it over there. This one says that the founding father.
It's probably Greg.
Yeah.
It's Greg.
Greg,
It's
yeah.
Greg Kick. Yeah.
Hey,
So I picked up one of these while we were down there, and we were so on the Notorious Fig that I never even opened it. I just left it there. I'm like, no, you guys got to try this. And we never got into this one, but I feel like somebody there let me try it the last time I was there. And that's like, well, before you buy it, do you want to try it? And I'm like, oh, that'd be great. And I think we tried it there, and I'm like, this is super good. I said, that Notorious Fig one, though, I have no idea why, but that was like my favorite thing ever. So that was always in my tasting bag anytime I went anywhere. And they're like, oh, well, what is Watershed in this? And I'm like, okay. So many people tried that around here. I'm telling you, anyone that comes down there that knows me, they've had the Notorious Fig with me before. And I'm like, dude, this is the best thing I've ever had. Like, this is fantastic. That was probably my favorite bottle I've ever had from you guys. It's great.
Well, Ryan,
I'm gonna this one. I'm gonna probably open this with Chris the next time I see him. But hey, I got a weird one.
listen, you don't have to open it for me. I have the bottle behind me. What are you talking about? That's why I knew the
You
name.
have it. I'm not surprised.
Somebody's got to bring Notorious Fig to Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and we are going to drink it by the fire.
I'm not
You like that.
I'm not letting you do that. So anyway, hey guys, we're 2 hours in. Ryan, get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get to getting here, boys. It's been fun though. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
Ryan.
for
Thanks so much.
doing.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right.
You too.
Yep. There we go.
So, yeah, if you go through all the single barrels, oh my God, like the state of Ohio 4 or 5 years ago, almost every one of those they did that was so good. And then Notorious Fig came out. I mean, there's been the back bar, the front bar. I mean, so many different ones. They
the playing cards.
Huh?
Chris, I know you'll have it. Of all the playing cards, the ace, the king, queen, jack,
Oh,
10.
the King of Heart or King of Dime. What?
Which one was your favorite of those five that came?
Shit, I don't remember. Listen, dude, I'd have to go back through all that. I don't know which one it was, but there was some good ones. I think it was the King of Hearts that was so good.
I mean, honestly, the best thing of that they did for me was what they produce. Like the best bottle Marianne Eves ever produced is the Watershed bottle, and she didn't even get credit. But let's end it so we could get everybody on. All right.
I'm gonna grab my cheeseburger because I got a cheeseburger upstairs.
My wife is going to a birth. She seems like she's going to a birth. She's going to a birth that she doesn't have. I don't know what she's doing. She's like coming downstairs and loading up. It's like there's nobody due. Anyways, all right. Thank you everybody for tonight. Thanks for joining us, CT and Matt. We have to have you're Cleveland on the Rocks. Thank you, but you have to have a Scotchy Bourbon Boys nickname, and we got to start the. I don't know what it is, but we got to come up with it at one point. And
So I'm making a whole t-shirt line on the word stuff, and I'm gonna start doing shirts that say stuff on it. So it'll be bourbon stuff and different stuff, and it'll all have stuff on it. And I feel like this is gonna be like a big thing. It'll be awesome.
so your name should just be Stuff. Stuff's coming on tonight.
Well, no, that wasn't what I was thinking, but it's got to be some in the lines of like stuff, you know. Well, the reason that everyone online says stuff is I feel like I've said that so many times that it just kind of caught on with everyone. So
It does, because when you do stuff, things happen.
That's right. Stuff happens all the time, you know.
All right. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Make sure you check us out. We've got Glens, we've got t-shirts, we've got bourbon balls, and then make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and along with Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, and anywhere else you listen or watch us. No matter what, make sure you leave good feedback, become a member. Definitely support us in any way that you can.
And support the brands that we bring on. Like when you see these brands, support them. Support Ohio. Support whoever it is, but support them.
Because good bourbon equals good friends and good times. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly and live your life uncut and unfiltered. And I just screwed that up. Here we go.
Wake up, sunrise and boots on the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life goes on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and eat. Bourbon Scotch or a good old ride. Japanese, Irish, yeah, we'll tell you why. So wherever you're sipping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's a podcast you've been looking for.
Hi. How did that happen?
Yeah, man.
We're using
I hear y'all rocking out
go
over here.
live.
I don't have any clue just what happened, but there we go. It's crazy.
So is my microphone working okay today? Y'all can hear me clear and not hear yourselves over there?
There was a little bit of it for like the first 2 minutes and then it went away.
So I have a noise reduction button I learned that you could hit that I was reading on while we were doing it. So I'm like, okay. So once I hit it, I think it might have cleared it.
Yeah, it totally cleared it. All right, so I got that. Now I have to send the invite. I tried to get Anna on, and I even sent her an invite, but she didn't come on.
Oh, Chris, I have something for you.
I do
No,
too, Chris, from him.
You didn't even get the stuff from Jeff yet, did you?
How would he get the stuff from Jeff? We live 100 miles away from each other.
I mean, I live further than that from him.
I understand, but it's not like we're hanging out all day, every day. I mean, you gave it to me Saturday.
Y'all do stuff though. Y'all do stuff. Like, you know.
We don't.
But no,
Telling you
I
stuff
haven't
is gonna
seen
sell.
Jeff since Saturday when I left there, and I think you came about a half hour after.
Oh, it was 45 minutes. I waited 15 minutes for him to get there, him and Jimmy. And then I finally realized on Facebook that, oh my God. It was just like, I did not know his last name was Presley. How did you get on Walker?
I got the link.
I sent
Send
the
the one.
when did
Jeff
I
didn't
send
put
the
a link
when did I send the link?
I see it.
All right, I did.
Like 5 seconds ago. Yeah. This was the bottle that had samples out of when I came and visited for the Christmas party.
Oh yeah.
You can't have any
Chris,
Chris
you would love
like it.
Hey, it's John.
Chris. Dude, fantastic.
Even though someone who shares one of your names picked it.
That's a badass bottle, man. I like it. Yeah.
It's Chris's pick from RD1.
It is.
It is. Listen, I don't work at Kroger.
Yeah, I know you don't.
It's not mine.
Hey,
I
darling.
never said it once.
Rachie, what's going on? Why are you loading up your car?
Oops, she's leaving.
You're what? Ah, unloading. Okay, so you're not sleepy?
I have a bottle of that, Walker.
What do
Is
you
that
mean?
the
You said when I came up,
This
you'd
is
be
not.
sleeping.
This one's a different pick.
Yeah, I have that one in the other room because I'm hiding it.
Yeah, you would like this one.
No, what is it?
This is a single barrel, orphan barrel, picked by our friend Barry Brenniger.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. Yeah.
So, Chris, do
Yeah.
I add number 5 to the infinity barrel?
No, this one is.
Absolutely, you added. That's what we said we were going to do.
I'm not going to put the apple brandy ones in. Just like when I was tasting through the samples, there was an Amberana one, and I'm like, I can't put Amberana in.
No, put them all in. It doesn't matter.
No, Amberana is not gonna. Nope.
Okay, I'm not putting Amberana.
Walker, this year's or last year's?
I'm starting to sound like Chris.
No, Amberana will infiltrate it too much. Where'd you get that?
It'll make it better.
Walker.
We've been in a brick house with 25,000 barrels that 5 totally fucked it up.
This is the old one that I got from
That's a matter of opinion.
from Revival. This
Okay.
is that one, Tiny.
I have that too.
Old Swagger is the name you couldn't think of earlier.
Yes.
Those are good. I had something else with Brad.
Yeah, from Brad.
I thought you told me, CT, that he wasn't doing apple brandy finished anymore.
No, they're canceling maple.
They're canceling, but they're going away from the apple brandy finish. The one that they did that was it's one of their fall finishing series. They're going.
Oh,
away
they're
from
gonna
that.
keep the main brand where they put the barrels in there. The apple brandy cask finished staple of their brand is how they make up for what isn't part of their brand. Put it that way.
So actually, to be honest with you, they make an apple brandy. So that is a staple in their brand. It has a white label, and they have an apple brandy from Watershed that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bottle right there.
Apple
I
brandy
have
is
those
good.
here, but they don't last very long. And those work real well in cocktails. And they're fantastic. And I love those bottles. I
wish
just can't
I
keep
would-
them on the shelf here because we go through them real quick.
I wish I would have been able to find where in my collection I decided to hide all my Watershed bottles. I could not do it.
Mine's always right over there.
Yeah.
Always close. I can't reach it from here, but I've seen them.
Well, I'm no longer butthurt, but I was.
Well, you,
Sounds like a
you
pretty
only
good
got
problem.
yourself to blame for that one. You're gonna have a really good day when you find it.
No, I did not. I did not. It wasn't me who I have to blame, and I'm not going to say anything. There was a
Oh, okay.
there was a person who was very, 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 very mean to me. After I
I'm
was
sorry.
used to a lot of people who were very, very nice, and now they're very nice to me again, and that person is no longer there. And that
I'm
nicer.
not very mean to you, but I
That
have to get off because my phone is about to die. So
that person though
Right,
is
Chris.
nice to me now.
Later, CT.
see you guys. Hey, sorry I
I
can't
sent you
stay
the
on.
Scotchy
I had to
Bourbon
use
Boys
my other phone because the other one kept doing stupid shit. So
See y'all
this one
next-
doesn't last as long.
See you next Tuesday for the Fresh Victor.
I won't be on next Tuesday. Fresh Victor's in 2 Tuesday, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday. The following.
Who do we have for next Tuesday?
That's you. I don't know. But hey, I sent Ken a message and I was going to order. He sent me like 12 bottles more of Fresh Victor.
Good,
So
good.
I'm re-upped.
So you got your
No,
you have your cocktails ready to go.
Oh, we'll be hammering it on 2 Tuesdays from now.
Okay, and when that happens, you have to tell me at least one that I have mixed up that you came up with. So, because you're getting like
Yeah,
the stuff
I
I
will.
have, and you come up with it, and then
So,
I'll
yeah, the
have
one
it ready too.
Okay, I'll do it. Well, have a good night, guys. Sorry, unfortunately, my phone's going to die, so I got to cut it.
All right, good night.
All right, Chris.
See you. Have a good
Grab
one.
your Stag Junior beer and let me know what you think of it.
My what?
Stag Junior beer. I sent it down with
Oh,
you.
yeah. I'm going to try that. If it has any Amburana shit in it, I'm out.
Amberana.
Goddamn Amburana.
That's what I'm saying, CT.
Get that shit needs to go away. All right, bye.
Bye.
John, don't jump on the Chris train. You don't want to be on that train.
This is going away very slowly with lots of friends.
Dude, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 of us that had it that night from like 2 sample bottles. Because that's the only taste of that I've had. So that was fun. And then we had a language barrier issue.
It happens.
We had cultural issues that night.
What night?
We were staying in a hotel. I think we were leaving after Jervasi and we were going to go south or something.
Or it went south?
Whatever that was. It was the night that we the last time I saw Carl, I think.
Yeah, things go
Christmas
south when you
party.
see Carl.
It was the Christmas party. No.
You guys ended up at my hotel.
Yeah, we were at that hotel. Yeah.
How are you guys?
It happens.
I just want to know how you guys are by me, and you end up doing things that have nothing to do with me.
Stop. You got to use the word stop. I'm
You
telling
do
right now,
stuff.
I'm working in
Because we had to be in a hotel and we weren't in the B&B.
So you see this
Dude,
this cup? Do you guys know about this?
I have 2 of those.
I'm
I
gonna
have the
put
Glen version of that too.
I'm gonna put the Traveler in there right now. See what happens.
The barrel straight water.
No, do you have barrel
Dude,
strength
check this
Traveler?
out. Brown and the Glen version.
They have it here.
Well,
I'm going to go to.
I've only
Trying to
gotten
get the,
I've only gotten 5 of these free from Amazon. The load. I just keep getting them.
Oh, jeez.
People don't send the Glencairn ones back.
No. I wouldn't let that happen because he'd smack them out of your hands when you go to Sazerac house.
Wait, Jeff, you mean the 121 proof?
You know,
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
gonna
mean.
have to come see you soon
No, you don't.
And we're just gonna have to have a night where we just drink everything that you got that I don't got. And we're wait.
Yeah,
I'm
Jeff,
just
we got that.
John.
So-
I'm just gonna have to come see you soon, and we're gonna have to crack that bottle of WLW.
Oh, wait, I want to be
Right,
there
bro.
for that. Can I get an invite? Can I get an invite for that one?
Hey, y'all are 5.5 hours away. Just get on the highway and get the fuck over here. Let's
On
go.
a Saturday.
Well, aren't you making a date? You're making a date for that, right? And it's not going to be my family reunion date, so we'll be able to actually make it.
We could do 2 dates. You can come and then go back and then come back again.
Oh, shoot. I know what I
Hey, Jeff's picking me up. That works fine.
That's what I'm saying. And bring
And then we
Jimmy
got to go
too.
to Goose Island.
We have to
Yeah,
come
you
up with
fucking-
what is Matt's Scotchy Bourbon Boy name? He's Matt on with one T on Cleveland on the Rocks, but what's his Scotchy Bourbon Boy name? He's got to have a. He's got it. He's been on enough, right?
Mateo.
That's Jimmy's name. Call him Jimmy Mateo. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
You know, I just think he should be Ice.
Sure.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He's not even there for that. He's doing laundry.
He's going over to his camera and then pulling underwear out of the dryer.
It
But that's cool.
sweetens up the whiskey in this glass. So,
So I've got one that can work. There's an old Tommy name from an old Tommy movie, and the guy's nickname was Beer Barrel. Nothing? No? Because I can't call him Barrel of Beer.
I'd rather if you're gonna call.
Well,
I wouldn't call.
Let
He'd be.
the dogs out.
You know, if there was anything for Matt, I think you would just call him Ice because he's like bourbon ice.
Cool as ice.
No, you're bourbon
heard
ice, not vanilla. You're bourbon ice. But he wants. But what did you want to call him, Walker? Beer barrel.
Beer Barrel.
I think you would say he would be barrel aged, if anything. But that's not
I like
really a
barrel aged.
name. I think Ice is the name. Because he's cool as
I
fuck.
feel like that'd be a weird thing to say. You'd be like, ice.
Ice.
They gotta call me vanilla ice.
No.
Julio, Ohio.
If anybody's going to call you anything, they call you Bourbon Ice. But
I'm going
still,
to call him Coolio, Ohio.
That just sounds like a wine cooler.
Ice? Yeah.
I sound like a drink that the white girl's gonna get wasted to.
Yeah. That just sounds like Smirnoff Ice.
Right?
And he's
Yeah,
uncut, unfiltered. He can't be that. He's uncut, unfiltered.
They did that to me on dude, I got that done to me over COVID time. You remember when people were like doing the weird COVID thing with masks and all the stuff?
Yeah.
You know how many people came to my door with
How can I forget?
Smirnoff Ice, and they had to give me this Smirnoff Ice, and you had to do this knee thing that I learned was a thing at that point.
Probably
Dude, I did
nearly
that
like
like
50.
12 times in like a 2-month period. I'm like, what is going on?
That never
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to me. I wish they would have sent me Smirnoff Ice to get fucking drunk because then I would have forgot about COVID.
We're gonna end up. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that. Hey, Walker, John, remind me at Christmas time to bring a Smirnoff Ice, so we're gonna ice Jeff when we get there.
How about this? Wait. I got your name. It's just straight up Rio. Rio's joining us
To be
tonight.
honest,
You're Rio. That's
So,
just it. That's just it.
That's good. That's his name, Jeff.
Yep.
Right there.
We love you, Rio.
Amberio.
Me and Jeff were in New Orleans when Rio got released to the state of Ohio, so we didn't have a chance to go.
No,
So
but
I have a lot of buddies,
what are you talking about?
and Jeff got Roxy to go get me a bottle. Steve got me a bottle. Bill got me 2 bottles. When I came home, I like steaks. But the thing is, Shauna's brother really likes them too. So he's like, Matt, do you know where I can get one of these? I'm trying to find one. And I gave him a place in Cleveland that had it still. And I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to go down transportation like they have it down here. And he goes there and they didn't have one. And I'm like, all right, you can just buy one of mine. It's fine. So I had it at 1.6. Now I'm down to like 2 again. Dude, I drink these like constantly. Like this one we opened like 3 weeks ago, and look, this is what's left.
I think
Which is weird because a lot of bottles you've seen up here for a long time.
I think
These ones, they don't.
I think your name should be Rio, and then when you come on just yourself to be on a podcast when I got to be on instead of being solo, I'll write a theme song that instead of her name is Rio, it will be his name is Rio, and I'll write the lyrics for it. And when you come on, I think that would be fucking phenomenal.
I feel like that kind of works because Rio is my favorite bottle to drink all the time.
Yeah, you're
Mind you, I have bottles that are I like more that are not finished, but for finished, this is my favorite thing ever, dude. I love Rios. They're so good.
there you go. So that's it.
I think that works.
Cubs game. So July 25th just got booked by CT. So are we still looking at the week before that? Weekend before that? We could do a Saturday. You should look and see when the Cubs are in town.
What do you mean CT got booked? 25th?
Yeah, the 25th, he's setting up a big, you should come. He's setting up a big thing at Mother Stewart's. It's going to be a distillery cigar event.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Where's that? Columbus?
Dayton area. Springfield.
Man, that's even further.
In between. Okay.
I mean, it's closer to, it's seriously, it's closer to John. John, all he has to do is leave Illinois, go through Indiana, through Indianapolis, and then hit the Dayton area, and he's there. I think it's like 4.5 hours.
Okay, so hang in there, Jeff. So like July, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me just peek.
I don't have my phone or my calendar because it's up there.
Yes, you are.
I need another phone to do stuff on. I feel like my camera looks super clear though, does it not?
It
Like
does.
you can actually read bottles, right? Did anyone read the one bottle behind me that I put to see if anyone would notice it on the next live we did?
We
Did
can.
anyone pick the one bottle that's out of place? That said something really funky on it and it's funny, but no one noticed.
I see a Blanton's.
Yeah, those are always there.
I'm kidding.
It's on the same level. Give you the hint. Did you see anyone that's out of place of different? And it got put here on my beer night yesterday by Tom, who drinks beer with us.
So
Right,
there's
Jeff.
a white bottle to your right on the top shelf.
That's the new apple cinnamon Penelope. I got that the other day.
Okay.
But the one right below it, nobody noticed this bottle.
We can't see what it is. Yeah,
What a
now we
dick.
can read it.
No one noticed. No one noticed this bottle right behind it. He goes, I walked into the distillery and they had bottles that all had like weird ass names on them. I saw one that said Dick. And I was like, Matt, you're getting this one. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, where are you going to put it? I'm like, right in the eye level where everyone will see it. Let's see if people notice.
Where are you gonna put it?
Yeah, the only way you can notice bottles
There's
that
so
are,
many pots that like it's crazy.
you can't see that.
So, well, I need to pull my camera in a little bit more, so maybe you guys can read some more of the stuff. I need to start putting little hidden Easter egg stuff all over it. Like, I feel like that'd be dope.
I think the angle that you got it though is so you can see the front of the bar and stuff on the bar.
What did they?
Plus,
What's
this way-
happening, John?
When I look at the camera, I look like I'm kind of looking towards this, so it looks like I'm looking into where I'm talking. So I feel like it kind of works. Sometimes
Yeah.
I put it over there, like too much that direction, but you know,
All right,
I'm
Jeff.
just trying to slowly get it back with the microphones and stuff, doing the things, doing bourbon things.
Saturday, July 18th, 1:20 p.m. Twins and Cubs.
Yeah, that's the day. Let's do that. Your thing is until when, Matt? Your reunion.
It's usually end of July, August, right, Matt?
Yeah, it's like it rolls over into both months, I'm pretty sure. So I should be okay that day. My phone's the camera, so I can't. I can do it when we get off and say something. Which I probably got to get off here soon anyway.
So we got to buy tickets, but it's the Twins on a Saturday, and it's not like that's a big thing.
I would say the Twins aren't really that, you know.
So what, man? It's just.
No, it's not a so. No, we're just going.
It's fun as fuck either way.
Yeah, yeah, Matt, you're the one who's fucked the Yankee game. We would have bought those tickets.
Dude, look. So they know that's a big weekend for me. So the Yankees are playing because everything in my life hits on that weekend where it does awesome stuff. So the Yankees are coming. I'm doing my family reunion thing. Dude, I like to drink old scotch that I'll never be able to afford. Like, I feel like it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so
fun stuff.
The 25th is when's your reunion on Saturday, the 25th?
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm doing a whiskey tasting before it on the Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
What dates?
24th, 23rd, 24th.
No, it rolls over into the months where they switch, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
what's the last week in there?
The last Friday is the 31st. So is it the 31st, first and second, or is it?
I think it's that one.
Oh,
God damn it!
When is my calendar? Look at it. Look when the Yankees are playing.
Oh yeah, John, we already talked about this. When are the Yankees playing? That's 30.
Friday the 31st at 1:20. Saturday, August 1st at 6:15.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sunday, August 2nd at 1:20.
So Matt, where's the reunion?
It's in Nelson's Ledges. We rent out a whole campground. My whole
what does wait. Nelson Ledges where?
It's called what's the campground called?
Wait, what state?
It's called it's in Ohio. It's here. Everyone my whole family comes from all the states and comes to Ohio for 1 weekend a year.
How far is it from Cleveland?
It's about 50 minutes down 422. Like 480, 422 down that way.
480?
So it'd be
more towards
like east that way. Opposite of John. John's that way.
So it's more towards Erie, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, east.
Yeah, east.
So basically, Matt, the end of July, early August, forget about it.
Yeah, but that's perfect for me because that's perfect for me. And then we'll do that the first, and then I don't know so when is so that's July into August. Okay, perfect. I'll be there.
So what are we looking at, man?
The Twins. Are we
looking at the Twins? All right.
July.
So that's going to be Friday.
What about the Friday?
So Friday's game is 7:05 at night, and then we could have Saturday and Sunday to just party.
Saturday or Sunday to go to Thornton.
Who's on?
No, Thornton.
We got to do beer stuff.
Thornton and
go see Ari and Andrew, man.
Yeah.
Did I tell you Minnick's coming to my town, dude?
Who is?
Is he? Oh, that's
Fred. He's gonna be here week or two. I can't get there because I got to work.
He's got live with them with Randy not even 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's got a weird schedule. Like my whiskey club's like, oh yeah, we can get him from 2 to 4. I'm like, I'm working.
Were you talking to him?
Get out.
Were you talking?
Yeah, he's gonna come and sip and do book things for 2 hours and then roll. So, but I can't do it because I'm
trying to get him on the podcast to do the book thing. I tried.
I need to buy his book first.
I bought his book and no, you don't need to buy his book. Buy it on
His site.
audio and then just listen to it back and forth from work. It's
This
amazing.
one, yeah, that's fine. I want a signed copy, so I'm gonna buy it from
but
him.
I have the signed copy. Plus, he read it to me.
Well, look, he does that. He'll even write that in it for you if you want. Like he does stuff.
I have his signed
He spelled
copy.
my name correctly too.
I have his signed copy, and then it
There you
was
go.
read to me. He read it to me, which I don't have time to read books. Whenever I read, I just fall asleep. So I just am driving all
Well,
the
if you
time.
remember,
Yeah,
if
listen
you
to it.
remember
Yeah.
correctly, I read it to you. Remember? You were like, Matt, can you read this? I'm like, sure. And I narrated it like perfectly. You were like, Matt, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, you. I was
I
while I
probably narrate
you,
for a
you
living.
sounded amazingly like Fred Minnick when we were on the plane to New Orleans.
Thank you. That's because I was drinking Rio when we were doing it. You know, I do
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to end the YouTube. I don't have no idea. People,
night, YouTube.
people in India aren't into Ohio bourbons. That's for sure. Good night,
Well,
YouTube.
that's because they haven't tried it.
Lack of opportunity.